Hello? Can you guys hear me now? Time Lord N89. I don't even know if anyone could hear me right now, but just in case, thanks for 6 months, says, yay, finally figured out I can't use my Prime sub on an Apple device, but thanks to my non-Apple devices, my sub is renewed. You can hear me now? Okay. Jesus fuck, what is happening? Sorry, I'm trying to fix this. Now I'm pissed off, honestly. I'm in a really bad mood now, so that's good. Let's see if I can get this to work. I know there's no image. I'm making the second bingo page. Jesus Christ, we have too much fucking bingo shit. This is impossible to keep track of. Uh, 21% to level 5. Hopefully this'll work. I don't know why it's... I don't know. I lost half my viewers, though, so that's good. Thanks, Twitch, you fucking assholes. Black Rabbit of Inley, thanks for 8 months, says 8 months of chuds. I feel like we need a calendar, a calendar stud chuds, ew. I don't want to see any of the people we cover on a fucking sexualized calendar. Kingdom Reborn 47, thank you for gifting 10 gift subs. Procagom, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 gift subs. Appreciate it. 204% of the level 5 hype train. So either way, we did the hype train. That's good. Sky Comet Fallen, thanks for 10 months. Probably a Lannister with 50 bits says, I'll always come back to the stream, Hannah. Thanks. Just need another 100 to come back, and then we'll be back where we were 5 minutes ago. So that's great. Oh, I miss my antidepressants. Holy fucking shit. Empty the Tank says, low blood sugar, time for Hannah and I do not have low blood sugar. I don't have my antidepressants because they canceled my prescription. So. Blackwing Hecate says, did you miss hearing Hannah sat my words? Say my words? Why? Because my prescription was done by an RN who's out of state. Because when I moved, I used to have a regular therapist that did the prescription through their office. But then I moved, so I couldn't do that. So then I did a telehealth service to write me a prescription, which worked at the time, and it was actually quick and convenient. All I had to do was prove that I had taken the medication before. So I was able to get one prescription through that. But then I went to go pick up the first refill the other day, and they were like, oh, we had to cancel your prescription. You're not allowed to get out-of-state prescriptions from, like, RNs. Even though it's literally Lexapro, which is not a narcotic. You cannot get high with it. It's an antidepressant. An anti-anxiety medication. So now I'm just anxious and on edge and depressed and hate everything. So things are going great. DM Trey, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. What's my recourse? I have to go find a different person to fill my prescription. I have to go find another doctor that will take my insurance, set an appointment probably for months in the future because doctors' offices are fucking packed and appointments are really hard to get right now. So it'll probably be months before I can get the medication that they could just give me that I can't sell or get high on or sell to anyone. That literally just makes my brain function like a normal person. But we can't have that for reasons. So thanks. Blackwing Hecate says, did I miss Hannah saying my words? Curse my thumbs. Probably. I was still doing stuff when the stream was down. Sky Comet Fallen says, sugar is my antidepressant. I eat my feelings. I need help. Hydrate. You've been downloading the chick tracks Jake and I used to do? That's good. Can we watch this?
You know, I have something to say about these boys who want to run around wearing dresses. My son told me he wanted to wear this for Halloween.
Hold on, it's the wrong screen being captured right now.
Can you believe it? I told him absolutely not. With his skin color, that'll wash him out. He needs to wear something like this. I mean, what are they teaching kids nowadays?
You have to match your colors. Kids nowadays have no idea how to match outfits. My God, it's outrageous for Halloween too. Oh, well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope.
Funny. Okay, let's get into the call shit. Tea with Goblins with 100 bits says, thank you for streaming even when you feel awful. We love you in a totally respectable parasocial way, and none of us are gleefully searching through your rubbish right now, I promise. Well, thank you. I was talking with Daddy Sume about this last night, because we talked a little bit on Twitter after the stream, and I was talking about my meds. And he said this, and he was like, you know, if you took some time off or whatever, we would all understand. And I appreciate and understand that many of you would understand. But, like, this is my job. I can't afford to do that. Like, imagine if your boss was like, how do I explain this? Imagine if your boss was like, oh, you can take all the time off you need. We're not going to pay you. But, like, you can take all the time off. Like, yeah, it's nice, but, like, I still kind of need to do it to pay my bills. So. How is Peter a cleanse? Who said Peter is a cleanse? Peter is not a cleanse. Peter is a thing that you need a cleanse from. What kind of psychotic thought is that? Alright, let's go back to the call thing, which isn't visible for some reason right now. What the hell is going on with this? Why won't it show the photos? This is going great. Overthought says, contributing to Hannah's mental health day fund. Blackwing Hecate says, click could be a cleanse. Tucker White says, Hannah, like the rest of us, is a cog in the capitalist machine. Yeah, unfortunately. Twitch would be the boss. We are the customers. Yeah. The difference being, if I don't show up, I very specifically do not get paid. I can do a display capture on my other monitor if I have to. I just don't like doing that. Fine. This wants to be an asshole. Let's do it. There we go. Okay. So like I said, today we're taking a look at a Call for an Uprising's website. Mostly videos that have been posted there, but also some other stuff. So Call for an Uprising has a website. I don't know if you guys know this. When we watch a Call for an Uprising, he usually has a part in his videos where he pimps his website, and he's like, oh, it's like $3 a month, or however much it is. Maybe it's $4. Blackwing Hecate says, I miss the time the call threatened to report service to VTube. That was great. It was great. He's very stupid. And he talks before he thinks, as a rule. So, anyway, I have access to Call's website. Surprise. Hi, Call. So let's take a look at some of the forum posts and the absolute batshit insanity that goes on his forum. MH Darkbeast says, did you see how dumb Laura Ingraham is? No. What'd she do?
Politics and all those woke storylines in so many shows today. You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
Wait, what was on me? What are you
Like the show You?
talking about? Right? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a...
Who's on first? Okay, anyway. Call for butt stuff says a call for butt stuff. Speaking of a call for butt stuff, here's what a call for an Uprising's fans are talking about on his forum. So someone asks, of course, Call for an Uprising does anti-Semitic dog whistles relatively often. He'll refer to bagels or Bagelville. He's talking about what he perceives and believes to be some sort of secretive cabal of evildoers comprised of Jewish individuals, basically. It's anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. You guys know. So anyway, apparently Call's fan, at least one of them, was a little too dense to understand the dog whistling, so had to go on Call's forum in 2019, August the 20th. Nelson asks, when a Call for an Uprising talks about bagels, what is he referring to? Sorry, I never caught on. And then the top answer in the thread is Jews. So, if Call for an Uprising ever tries to be like, no, that's not what I mean. Also, someone had a funny response that was another crazy conspiracy thing. Someone says, the modern roots trace back to the tensions involving Baptists and Jews. A number of Baptists around the country sought out to convert Jews to believe that Jesus is actually the Messiah, in a contradiction with the Jewish belief that the Messiah is yet to come. The Jews for Jesus, a religion which attempts to encompass both Christianity and Judaism at the same time, have gained media attention in the Jewish community regarding the claim by Jewish leaders that to be Jewish is to deny the Jesus as the Messiah, therefore making Jews for Jesus an impossibility. True. Baptist leaders, seeing this gigantic loophole in their effort to undermine the Jewish religion and take over the world, began sending out scouts to investigate the lives of many Jewish families in America. This is where we're getting into the conspiracy. In the hopes of launching a covert operation to subconsciously convert Jewish people to accept Jesus as their savior. They were looking for a simple way to slowly brainwash Jewish people into accepting Jesus, a method which would be public enough to reach millions at a time, but subversive enough to operate in communities without being discovered. The method that months of research said would be the most effective was food. The food of choice? Bagels. Millions of bagels are consumed daily by people of all religions, but mainly by Jews. Several of the leading business people in the Baptist... It goes on, but that's where the screenshot cuts off. So this is the kind of, cutting-edge, brilliant, and not at all stupid conspiratorial anti-Semitic nonsense that goes on in Call for an Uprising's forum. You're confused? Good. That's the theme of today. The theme of today is confusion. Can you say confusion, class? A Call for Butt Stuff says, sorry everyone, I had to verify my identity for Twitch. Tucker White says, is this an Abbott and Costello routine? Sky Comet Fallen says, Call has fans? Unfortunately. If I have fans, anyone can have fans. It's a very low bar. Charlie Puth 420 says, hey Hannah, finally able to catch a stream. Your show has gotten me through living in Montana for a year. I hope you're able to go someplace with people and stuff to do very soon. Bittergrin says, confusion. You could go cow tipping? Is that a thing people still do? Tipping over cows? Blackwing Hecate says, dude spanking dudes clearly can't. I missed some Sky Comet Fallen bits, which I'll look at in a sec. Crimsy Omega says, still in need of help, everyone. Any little help to get money for an apartment. Sorry for bothering everyone again. Love you all. And then there's the... Was this a Venmo? Cash App. Is this a Cash App? Just to clarify so people know. Also, God, I wish YouTube would boot Call for good. He's such a trashy person. Tucker White says, yoink, becomes a stream boss. Sky Comet Fallen says... I said the Call has fans one. Was there another one, or did I just not read that fast enough? No, there it is. Sugar is my antidepressant. I eat my feelings. I need help. Same. Anyway, so that's the first screenshot of what's going on Call's website. Let's go to another one. By the way, thank you, Baha, for collecting these. Baha has been going through his forums and collecting some of these and compiled videos and stuff, so I appreciate that, Baha. Let's go to the next one. If I can figure out how to get it there. There we go. This is from an account called Honey Badger. It says, November 1st, no access to your bank account. This amazing lady has already warned us about getting our money out, stocking up, and now she got another confirmation. It's worth warning everyone of what's to come, even if the date isn't exact, but I think it will be. This was, of course, posted prior to the beginning of November. We're over halfway into November now, just over. No one's bank accounts have been blocked, at least no one, you know. Nothing out of the normal, you know, random criminals. Or whatever. Tucker White says, so wait, how does bagels lead to dominate? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Alright. So, Whistleblowing Wackadoo. Good name, appropriate, used ironically, but let me put it this way. That's being used ironically by them, but they don't realize that it's unironic because they are actually crazy. Halt, the Goblin Tech Wizard, thanks for 18 months, says, happy birthday, Orkin. Yes, I remember my sub-child's name. I believe it's time for sub-baby number 2, and this baby's name... Clawtu Varada Niktu. Varada is their middle name. And then a call for an Uprising, who is verified on the website. So this is absolutely Call. We know this is Call. He's verified. Says, they have to subtly do things. This would cause a massive uprising. Highly unlikely it happens. They need to convince people to go on board with things through engineering. A sudden lockout from your money would cause liberals and Republicans to turn on Big Brother. So again, he thinks everything is orchestrated. All that jazz. Here's where we're getting into some fun stuff. Blackwing Hecate says, even Peter Venkman would tell these people they're being scammed. S-Word for Pentius says, what's up, y'all? I'm back from more than a week of shopping with my mom. I also want to troll Call's website with gay Spider Boy memes. Good luck. So here's what is this? Miko, I can't tell if this is... I think it says Miko. 246 says, be careful. Just wanted to let you guys know to be very vigilant and on guard when going out. Even if it's to the store around the corner, these fallen angels/demons are really roaming around and is getting to random strangers. Good grammar. A few weeks ago I posted a very aggressive driver. It's getting worse. I was leaving out of the store and a guy was coming in but refused to let me by because he didn't want to hold the door open. Which I don't care whether you hold the door or not, but he expected me to just move out of his way to get by. Seems like you do care. You posted about it and think he's being affected by demons now because he didn't. I had no choice but to get aggressive and push him out of my way. The woman that was with him got out of the car and was saying he has been acting mean lately as if it's out of his character. And I politely told her that's why he got pushed. It's getting dangerous out here and is going to get worse. It's to the point where I have to carry protection with me at all times because I never know who I'll run into. It always seems to happen on days when I'm in a really good mood. Crime has gone up tremendously, and I just want to warn everyone to be very vigilant, and if you have a bad feeling, believe it! it's a Wix site and stuff like this is against their TOS, I wouldn't know how to report it. So if someone else wants to, great. Yasmin Way, thanks for 11 months. Anyway, people respond, what area? Beverly Stewart says, I also have noticed people acting really weird and pacing back and forth wearing no coat and shorts when it's like 30 degrees. Crazy. People wearing weather-inappropriate clothes by your standards clearly means demons are afoot. It can't be that some people are just lazy and wear clothing that they feel is comfortable, or they're not going to be outside very much today, so they wear whatever they want. It must be demons! Your demon is Santa? It's funny you bring that up. Don't worry, we'll get to it. I'm really sorry you experienced that. I'll pray for you, brother. I believe it. I wonder if the shot has something to do with it. I've noticed a lot of hateful comments on social media, especially Facebook. Hateful comments on Facebook and social media? Wow. Call is a demon. Because Call says really mean, terrible things on social media all the time. That must mean Call is a demon, right? By this standard. Logarth says, as a furry from New England, we are still in shorts weather until there are 6 inches of snow on the ground. People advocating for the death of anyone not complying. Society is getting meaner and empathy is becoming rare. Again, let me remind you, Call falls into this category. Call has called for, like, Mai and Surus's deaths, like, killing other people. This is projection on an IMAX scale. It's impressive. This is such clear projection that, what's his name? Shit. That Christopher Nolan wants to film his next movie on this format. Anyway. Then someone posts a bullshit thing where they're like, mitochondrial damage and aggression. Oh yeah, this one. Should I give up the desire to find a woman in this day and age? It's been around 1.5 years since my ex and I broke up. I want to go out there and try again, but with all these horseshit vaccine passports, I'm in Alberta, aka Canada's Texas. Most areas I've taken women on the first few dates all require V-passports. A lot of women don't know how to be women anymore. Even Christian ones are falling for the feminist agenda. Should I just give up and ride out these last days on my own? I want answers other than just trust God. He'll put a good one in his timing. So it's someone who's single and obviously someone who does not fit in with society at all, and they don't understand women, and they're like, why won't anyone like me? Why won't women be my submissive waifu? Tea with Goblin says, didn't Call threaten Surus's family, like, quite directly by making deliberate references to visiting his parents' place in Georgia? Yeah, he's done that to me, too. It's fucked up. Call's a fucked up individual. Purple Nickel, thanks for 12 months, says happy anniversary. Happy anniversary to you as well. 0M80, thanks for 11 months, says, well, my work here is done, and I'm back home in Texas, unenthusiastic yay for the winter. Looks like next year I'll be getting a raise or move to salaried. Oh, nice. Rachology. Aw. Rachology with 100 bits says, it's such a gigantic projection that CC would believe it's whatever used to put the moon in the sky. This is the nicest. Oh, you're so nice. Guys. Baja made me hot chocolate.
Careful. It's got oat milk, whipped cream, some chocolate pretzels.
I saw you put the dark chocolate pretzels in there. Holy shit.
Marshmallow.
Wow. Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you. I just wanted you to feel better. Take a sip. Tell me how it is.
Okay.
Be careful. It's obviously dripped, you know.
I like that we're the juxtaposition between this poster being like, women aren't women anymore, juxtaposed with you being super sweet.
As almost like I'm a trad wife.
Call, when's the last time someone made you a delicious treat because you were feeling down? I guess you need someone that loves you for that. Oh, that is so good. Thank you, love. Mm-hmm. D-Zug, thanks for extending your subscription through September. December. Do you remember? The 25th of December.
I thought it was the 21st.
It's November. Or no, it's September, and it's the 21st.
Okay.
I was changing the lyrics.
Ah. So it's not the 25th.
Mm-mm.
You said 25th.
Yeah, because that's Christmas.
Oh.
Rageology says, bits for Baja awesomeness. Speedy Yoshi says, when I see you in Baja, wink.
Forget about that. I just can't take so much kindness in one sitting. Need hatred.
Cute.
Also, did everybody notice that the mug says assistant to the regional manager and it's to the is crossed out?
Logarth says, Traha blast. Tea with Goblin says, me watching Hannah and Baja being sweet. Gay. True. I have the non-me audio pretty low. Yeah, I'll turn it up. Sorry, we weren't watching video. So. I mean, we were, but you know what I mean. In terms of this.
Oh, guess what, everybody? Again with the trad wife. I made this while I was doing dishes.
All this feminist propaganda has ruined you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Anyway, so that's what this guy says about the fact that, you know, he's lonely, which is sad. And also he's clearly got other issues considering he's a fan of calls. Here's a response. One for Jesus says, I wish I hadn't wasted any time on money or dating. I blew a bunch of money taking girls out to fancy dinners and movies I'll never remember I even saw. But I don't know how dating works anymore. I kind of imagine everyone meets on the internet now unless they happen to share friends IRL. I guess. You can also meet people at work, or if you do hobbies.
Or on Twitter.
A lot of people meet online. That's not uncommon. Blackwing Hecate with the link says, talking about call. It's a gif from Frozen, where the evil guy says, if only there was someone out there who loved you. But to your question, I would say yes, if you're lonely and seeking companionship, you ought to pursue a wife. I feel like the end is nigh. Oh, gee, you'd be the first person to ever think that. It's not like Christians have been waiting for 2,000 years. I feel like the end is nigh, but you never know. It could be a few years. It could be a few years, or, you know, another 2,000. And having a solid partner would be useful between now and then. But how do you meet said partner? Not sure, to be honest. Strike up a long-distance relationship with one of the single ladies on this forum. Then someone has to move to where the other one is. And as far as sharing values, do you know what you want in life? It would be easier to figure a place to meet women with the same goals if you know what those goals are.
I can literally feel...
A psych ward probably would be a good place for this guy to find a wife.
I can literally feel the dishwasher running via the floor.
Stromboli says, and I wish I could make her Coco. Make who Coco? Oh, that was their second message. Stromboli says, my wife is away for 3 weeks and has a cold, not COVID, and I wish I could make her Coco. That's sweet.
Have hot cocoa waiting for her when she gets back.
Albert Deaton says, hot Christmas toy promotes witchcraft to little girls. Magic Mixie's toy has little girls cast spells and brew potions to reveal a Magic Mixie plush pet. Cauldron can be reset and put in spell mode so the child can do more spells. This thing should be called My First Witchcraft Kit. It's not a very clever name. You have to see it to believe it. Please share this with sleeping parents, you know. It's awful. There's no outrage about it either. Video shows how the toys work.
It literally just looks cool.
I didn't see what the video is. It's, you know, I assume it's a kid's toy.
Yeah.
Okay. Call and Call's fans. Here's what you need to understand. The vast majority of people recognize that magic is not real. Because, and this is the important point that I really need you to integrate into your worldview, because magic isn't real. This is not demonic. It's a toy. It's like playing cowboys. It's like playing princess. It's like playing Magic Fairy Tea Party. It's fake. It's a fantasy. This is not real. It is not training anyone for magic, because that's an impossibility. You cannot train someone to do magic. Magic is not real. Jesus Christ.
You know, I think Call could learn something from things just being fantasy.
Hewitt Goblin says, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a chud in possession of a great tinfoil hat must be in want of a waifu. Jane Austen's Pride and Extreme Prejudice. It's good. OMG, they're using a little girl to promote this thing. Sickening. I mean, it's a toy for...
Kid's toy.
For children, presumably targeted at young girls. Anyway, the first 2 minutes of the video are enough to make you puke. What is this called? Let's look this up. I want to see what they're...
You can't time me out because I'm a mod. So save your channel points.
Magic Mixies.
This is the one that's linked.
This one?
Kids.
All right, let's take a look at the trailer and see how clearly demonic this is.
Kids will be bubbling with excitement as they mix a magic potion to reveal a cute plush. Today I'm showing you Magic Mixies from Moose Toys. The gold and purple cauldron is where you pour the magical ingredients, while tapping the matching wand against the cauldron helps the spell progress. And tapping your mouse on the subscribe button gives you access to new toy videos like magic. Inside the cauldron is a glittery bottle with a tag attached that says 1. This is where you'll begin. Of course, it always helps to have instructions, so you'll need to remove those too. They're wrapped around a USB charging cable because it is recommended that you charge up the cauldron for 60 to 90.
You'd think if it was demonic, they wouldn't have to use electricity. You'd think they could just actually do magic, you know?
You know, I think that what they're saying is it's getting kids used to magic and demonic things.
But at that point, just be like, hey kids, magic is real. You like Harry Potter, right? We'll teach you real magic.
I'm not saying it makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
90 minutes before use. There's also a reset key, a bonus mist refill vial, and a glittery pink gem case with a spellbook and potion ingredients inside.
The real evil here is stuff that you have to refill. That'll be gone. You get that for your kid on Christmas. It's gone by New Year's, and you gotta go buy more at the store. Steve with a Q says USB equals Universal Satan Bus. H. Baird says, is Magic Mixie a call back to Mr. Oh, I hate his name. It's fine in writing, but when I have to say it out loud, I don't like it. Mr. Mixtizliplick. Mixtizliplick.
Mixtizliplick. Okay.
He's a fifth dimensional imp in the DC universe that fucks with Superman. Blackwing Hecate says my demon is cute and this shit makes him really angry, but that just makes him more angry. Tucker White with a link. No. If it's anime, I'm exiting immediately. New rule. Blackwing Hecate says Mitziz Pitlick. I'm not going to remember that. People have phonetically spelled it out for me before. It's not going to matter. It's intentionally spelled in a way different than it sounds. You meant more cute, I assumed.
Kids can follow the directions in the spellbook while parents supervise with the more detailed instruction booklet. First you add water, then the sound dust, then the glimmer star.
So each thing only comes with like one. You can do this once.
Looks like it. That's such a grift. And that's a funny thing. You could be like, look at the kind of toys they sell to our children. That, you know, it would be a little, I think, catastrophizing to make a whole post about it. But I don't think it's unreasonable to point this out and say, especially considering the amount of waste that's already going on in the world, should we be promoting toys to children that involve so much waste and that you need to constantly be going back to the store to buy refills for in order to play with the toy?
That's a critique, but that's not something that the Call fans would care about.
I know, but that's a reasonable criticism. That's the problem. They're immune to reasonable criticism. They gotta make it satanic. Tea with Goblin says, but this is kind of rad. I'm 34 and a grumpy, fuckong metalhead, but I want the Magic Sparkle Cauldron.
The magic feather.
I'm so glad I'm never having kids. Holy shit. You know what I could buy instead of a magic cauldron for children and the refills? Whatever I want.
The fizz flower. The crystal gem.
Oh my god, it's a fizz flower, so demonic.
And the naming scroll.
No, this doesn't count as satanic child abuse in the bingo.
Mixie, Trixie?
Each one of these ingredients helps.
Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right. I forget. It's satanic / child abuse, not just satanic child abuse.
Yeah, but also they're saying that people are trying to force kids into doing witchcraft.
Usually it's in reference to like QAnon adrenochrome stuff is usually when it comes up. I'll count it.
Bring your magic mixie to life. Watch as real mist emanates from the cauldron until after around 30 seconds, your magic mixie appears. Wait for the sounds to stop and the mist to clear before removing the magic mixie. Once the magic mixie is out, it's time to play with it.
Okay. So I'm guessing the way this works...
The parents have to refill the cauldron every, like...
I believe the parent has to go out and buy whatever plush. Mm-hmm. These are the more detailed instructions. Mm-hmm. How to basically put the thing in the thing. Mm-hmm. Then you do this shit, which does nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a child's plaything, so you can't discount entirely the whole, like, imagination doing stuff. I get it. But that shit's basically, you could do anything, which is nice. So you could probably just tell your kids, like, ooh, make a paper star and get some glitter from the craft store or something that won't clog up the whatever's inside the mechanism. You know?
Yeah.
That's probably fine. And then just put different plushes in there. That's probably okay. But it's kind of a one-trick thing. I feel like after the second time you do this, like, kids are kids, but they're not idiots. The kid's gonna be like, I know how this works, right?
I get now why it only comes with one thing, because the cauldron's only preloaded with one toy.
Yeah. Gotta buy more toys for your kids. Basically, they have sold you a vending machine to give your kids an unboxing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, what if a parent didn't know these more detailed instructions and they just bought, like, another thing of the stuff that you put in the cauldron without a toy?
This is a toy that requires parents that give a shit about playing with you. This is not a toy my parents would have been okay with. MH Dark Beast with 100 bits.
Mr. Mixel Plick?
No! Repeat after me, bright boy. It's mix. Yes. Spit. Lick.
Mix ya split lick. Mix ya split lick.
Spit lick.
Each magic mixie has a petting sensor and gem on its forehead. Place the tip of the wand.
Kids are idiots, they're not stupid. That's a good way to put it. Sky Come Up Fallen says, just give them a magic wand toy like my parents did for me. Done. Much easier.
Against the gem for different color effects. If you use the wand to send your magic mixie into enchantment mode, it will help you cast spells in the cauldron as it chatters and mumbles magic words. You can also pet your magic mixie to build up its energy, and you'll know what its energy level is by the color of its gem. The more you nurture and play with your Magic Mixie, the happier it will be. The Magic Mixie will also go to sleep if you leave it alone for a few minutes. The plush includes 3 button cell batteries, and if you want to, you can reveal your Magic Mixie again by following the instructions to replace the plush inside the cauldron, reset the cauldron, and add water. Do the same thing if you want to insert the gem case and reveal your own toys. Mist refill packs are available and sold separately if you want to make more mist. Or you can also use this toy without the mist by switching it to spell mode. This lets you make additional spells without the magical reveal. This is a very magical unboxing experience that I think kids ages 5 and up will really like. What's your favorite part of Magic Mixies? Tell me in the comments. My favorite parts and pros.
Frankly, I get why a kid would like this. I'm sure I would have loved this as a kid. It's cute. The plush is cute. It involves, like, magic. It's purple. It's glittery. I would have liked this as a kid. The adult in me is horrified at the mess and the...
Yeah.
All the, you know, Mom, the thing stuck, the flipping mechanism or the whatever.
Mom, why isn't there another toy? It didn't show me anything.
Why isn't it doing the smoke anymore, Mom? When we go to Walmart, I'll get more smoke powder.
I think that these people just subconsciously don't like that it's... There was also a boy in, like, the thumbnail, and it's teaching the kids to be nurturing.
I guess.
don't think they like that.
Nick says, I'm late. What did I miss so far? We're just going over stuff that's posted on Call's website. Blackwing Hackety says, that's cute in a horrifying way. Strumpoli says, Transformers are objectively the best kids' toys. You can play cars and planes with them. Excuse me. Or make them punch each other. Or you can just kill time transforming them. Helps me keep my hands busy at work. I never had a Transformer.
You never had a Transformer?
Mm-mm.
I had a Transformer.
I did not. I had, Power Rangers Megazords, which also kind of, you know. Nick says, keep that thing away from my Machamp. I'm surprised, was it like your dad's Transformer that he gave to you or something? He's probably too old for that, but you seem too young. Transformers was big in the 80s.
Okay. They still had Transformers toys when I
No,
was
I know,
there.
they still do. It's just interesting that your parents specifically got you one.
I don't know if they specifically got me one. I think they probably got it at a yard sale and thought, oh, Logan would like this.
Nick says, keep that fucking thing away from my Machamp. Yeah, I was mostly into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Bionicle. I wanted Barbies, but for obvious reasons, that was not something my parents would be okay with getting me.
Yeah, my...
Easy Bake Oven, but I got the boy version, because boys can't cook.
Wasn't it like the Queasy Bake Oven?
The Queasy Bake Oven.
Yeah, see, like, we didn't get a lot of new toys. Like, that was a big deal if we got new toys. A lot of it was just yard sales.
Yeah, I was a spoiled piece of shit. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you were. You went to Disney when you were a kid.
Almost every year for, like, a decade.
I've never been to Disney.
No. If it makes you feel better, I'll probably never be there again. It's really expensive.
Also, fun fact, I had never been to Florida until I was 21?
Yeah.
2021?
Two Man says, I just got here with a link.
What the hell?
Sky Comet Fallen says, too complicated. Give them a string and teach them to make Jacob's ladder. Get them one of those hoops and a stick so that they can... What was up with that? You've seen movies and stuff where the kids have like a hoop and they have a stick and they're like trying to keep the hoop from falling down.
Mm-hmm. I always imagined it was for people that didn't like that they couldn't hula hoop.
I feel like most of human existence has just been so boring. It was just people biding their time until the radio was invented. Oh. Tucker White says, boy, that commercial wasn't insipid at all. I can see why people about this. Ari Anon says, when I was a kid, we had the short commercial, and I loved it. I would play games over and over again.
My Meebus world inside this tube.
Oh, this sounds familiar. It's like a Tamagotchi, but more complicated.
Grow and change with help from you. She's growing. The more you play, the more we grow. Move on up to different games. Now mine's taking a bath. Over time, my amoebas grow full size. Tube will open. Surprise! Whoa, you're real. You never know which my amoebas you will grow. New My Amoebas game tubes, each sold separately. Ask Parent Human to get you on MyAmoebas.com.
My amoebas. Tube Man says, Hannah, Transformers have been one of Hasbro's biggest moneymakers for years next to board games. I know. Blackwing Hecate says, remember the Bug Maker oven? I do. I missed your sub of 9 months. Sorry. Let me see where it is. Did you do a message? Because it doesn't automatically do it. I don't see it. But if it's 9 months, that's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is...
Black Cherry.
Are you saying that because there's a Black Cherry cola right here? Okay. And this stream baby's name is Black Cherry. Bumble Homestead says, I had a Furby and my Dash-Inch tried to kill it. The Furby had to be rehomed. Empty the Tank says, I had an Angelina ballerina and she was my bi-awakening. Annie Kai says it's called Hoop and Stick, Hannah. S-Word for Pentius says, I had Barbies, but I would take their clothes and use the doll clothes to dress up my animals and dinosaur toys. Tucker White says, F Tinfoil Tuesday, let's just spend the stream watching ads of toys and capitalist garbage we all liked as kids. Dr. J. Zordberg, thanks for gifting a sub. Not posting Peter anymore. Peter's been boring. He's just in a loop now. He's stuck in a loop. We'll get back to Peter eventually. I just want to get some time, because it was the same thing every day, and that's boring. Anyway, continue on what these wackadoos think about this stupid toy. Let me see. This person says, wow, and the comments, ugh. The deception runs deep. Who was verified says, I was reading them too. These people are so depraved that they see nothing wrong with this toy. They put toy in quotes. And adults are saying, oh, I want one for myself. How sick and stupid. It's literally just like a toy, guys. Chill out. I can want it. Go to the next image. Oh, yeah, I gotta zoom up first. It continues. It starts with the adults. Stupid and ignorant. Sad but true. Pure evil. This is how subtle Satan is. Make witchcraft look like a children's toy and produce a cutesy-looking demon with a third eye that interacts with the magic wand. Just wow. It's a gem. Did you watch the video? It's not an eye. I didn't see this as subtle at all. I see it as blatant, and the parents buying this are either sound asleep, completely stupid, or satanic witches. Disney has primed everyone for this crap with their fun magic crap. Redundant. This would not have passed the sniff test with my parents after short decades ago, but this is how far we've come. My, how this world has fallen. And your parents clearly did a bang-up job. You're on Call's website, which means you are well-adjusted. Tucker White says, what right-wing chud isn't in a loop, Hannah? Some of them are grifters, in fairness. Peter's a true believer, and that makes it sad. We can definitely see how blatant it is, for sure, but the blind world can't see it. What I meant by subtle is that it's all cute and pretty and innocent looking. They cannot see the evil lurking within it. It is just sickening. And yes, Disney has played a huge role in making magic look fun and innocent. It's just pixie dust and granting wishes, right? Pfft. Parents today are the Disney-programmed drones of acceptance of witchcraft and sorcery. Praise Yahweh. We have been blessed with eyes to see and ears to hear, and not allow our children to partake in such wickedness. So true, sister. Amen. These people live in... This is the weirdest world of delusion. You sent this. Was this also from Call's thing? I couldn't tell.
No, it's a comment left on one of your videos.
Let's cover this anyway, since I put it in the album. I figured not, because it was like a different color, but I wasn't sure if there was like a dark mode and a light mode.
But he mentions call, so.
Gotcha. Apocalypto says he is Satan. Is this about Santa? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is about how Santa is Satan, and this is from a fan of Call for an Uprising, presumably. Ho, ho, ho originated in Old English plays as a way to indicate the devil's appearance on stage. It was called the Devil's Blunder. I have no way, let's look it up, actually. The Devil's Blunder. The Devil's Blunder stage.
It literally doesn't look like it.
I am finding 0 hits on this at all, so this just seems like a conspiracy thing someone made up that he heard once and is now repeating. Chibbers the Squirrel says, so do they think kids are going to accidentally put a curse on someone with water and glitter? It's training them to do that in the future with the real thing. It's like giving kids a toy gun and complaining that it's teaching them to shoot real people. If anything, he should have said ho 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 because St. Nicholas is the patron saint of prostitutes.
I think Lou wants to get on your lap.
Come on, Lou. Come on. Nick says, faithful servant being the screen name of someone who refused to wear a mask or get the vaccine. Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits says, I'm looking forward to Apocalypto 2. It's the same as Apocalypto, but everyone has a dab of toothpaste above their left eye. Tucker White says, oh god, everyone on this website is nothing but...
Dork! Dork! Dork!
Two Man says, I wonder how these guys would feel about scanners. Just for the guys... Wait. I'm not familiar with this.
Monsters from a distant galaxy have landed on Earth and are hiding in...
Oh, no, I have! They're in barcodes, and if you scan barcodes, you can collect them.
I wanted that toy so bad as a kid.
Me too.
Real barcodes on real products everywhere.
Scanners time! Let's go get them!
You can only capture them with scanners.
Nick
Scanners
says glitter is shiny herpes, so it really is a
and
curse.
Capture the monsters, then battle them on your own or play head-to-head to win. They're hiding in millions of barcodes everywhere. You can scan them, capture them, fight them with scanners. The more you scan, the more you fight, the more powerful you become. Scanners!
I'll check
scan
it
them, capture them, fight them. Cards and comic book included.
It's a little funny to me that this device literally couldn't exist today because people would just pull up infinite barcodes on Google Images and just get all of them.
I'm just holding it.
Okay. Blackwing Hecate says, I had one. It did not work. That's a shame. Let's see. If you search up Old Nick definition, you'll see that Old Nick is a name for the devil. That's where the Xmas song comes from. No. Santa enters through your chimney, and the Bible says the devil enters your home not by the front door, but climbeth up some other way, the same as a thief or a robber. I don't think they're talking about chimneys. I think they're talking about old-timey houses in biblical times that had flat roofs that you could often get on top of and enter through.
I don't think that Hannah missed the bits. She's just not reading bits right now. Because you haven't read a lot of them.
No, I was intending to.
Oh, well then.
Where did I miss? Who did I miss? Rachology?
And other people.
Rachology says it's seeing the same grid for gaming scratched into any flattish surface in places that people were forced to linger in, being repeated over thousands of years over various continents that teaches us that one of the common human experiences we share is being bored out of our fucking minds. I don't know who else I missed.
Okay, never mind.
Let me know.
It's okay, Lou.
Santa has a naughty list, and Satan as well keeps a book of names according to Luciferians that keep in a book called the Book of Condemnation. By that same token, so does God. God keeps people's names in the Book of Life. Hello? The Christmas tree is strictly forbidden in the Bible according to Jeremiah 10. Yeah, that would be because Christmas, a lot of the rituals are co-opted from pagan traditions. Santeria. Is he gonna say Santeria because it sounds like Santa?
Probably. I think it's Saturnalia, not Santeria.
Santeria.
Oh, I thought you were reading Saturnalia.
No.
Saturnalia.
Santeria is a witchcraft practice meaning worship of the saints, so worship of Saint Nicholas is technically witchcraft evil. Yes, the Catholic Church is completely covered in it with candles, incense, and strings of beads, all purchased at your local voodoo store. This is offensive, I think, to both Catholics and people who practice voodoo. So that's a double. I don't practice Santeria. Something, crystal ball. Tucker White says, wait, Yahweh, who's all-knowing, needs a book to track who did a bad? I guess. It's just dramatic.
I was gonna go clean the kitchen, but I have been trapped here.
Tiger White says, wait, Yahweh... I read that one. Blackwing Hecate says, I don't practice Santeria, but I do have a crystal ball. Never had $1 million, though.
Did you missed bits again?
Nick says, anti-Catholic, anti-Semitic. Call sounds like he'd fit in with the KKK. Which bits?
Oh, no.
I read these.
No, stop. Where you're tagged. You missed some of mine a bit back, but at this point the moment has passed because I was talking about the cute, scary toy.
Okay. Sorry. I gotta up the bits limit again because I'm getting so many messages. It's getting impossible to keep on top of them and stay on topic. Ice Queen says, Dan was in the process of typing the song, and now I have to go. Have a great whatever it is, for whenever you see this. Live long and prosper, peace and long life. How about I lower the bits limit to 1? Yeah, that'd be great if we want a stream where nothing happens except me reading what chat says, which already is what the streams feel like at this point. Two-Man says, believe it or not, voodoo is a spin-off of Roman Catholicism.
Could you mute the mic for a second?
Okay. December 25th is probably not Jesus' birthday, everyone knows that, but just a trick to get people to celebrate the birth of Amun-Ra, the sun god. Again, probably heaven reference, probably heavily referenced in the Catholic Church. I like that he's not even confident about that claim. Probably heavily referenced in the Catholic Church. Sorry, I'm getting really hot. It's not a trick. It's not a trick. I like the idea, too, that you can trick people into worshipping something, and that'll somehow trick God.
We muted the mic. I had something I wanted to talk to Hannah about for a second. The sound wasn't bad. The sound wasn't gone.
Sound go pop, then stop. Fascist Commie, thanks for 2 months. Interesting name. Says, love you, Hannah. Super happy to be part of your community. What else? Christmas originated as Saturnalia, the celebration of Saturn. The name Satan actually originates from Saturn. When pagans started calling it Planet Satan, and then later that was brought into Christian Muslim teachings as a name for the devil. The name Satan comes from the Jewish Satan, which again, I don't know if that has relevance to, like, Saturn. Might not, but...
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Satan, or it's like Satan, something like that, basically means, oh gosh, what's the direct translation? The adversary, I think. Satan in Jewish tradition and myth doesn't mean like Satan. Satan. He's an angel who works for God, who tests people. And then as religion changed and Christianity came about, they cast the role of Satan, Satan, turned it into Satan, and made it an individual character that is the antagonist, basically, of Christianity. Blackwing Hecate says, isn't Lucifer the morning star, which would make him Venus? Stop looking for consistency. let's see. And then they go on to say, if you want the truth, the guy who runs Call for an Uprising isn't crazy. He may not be the best at expressing his opinions. His opinions, like he wants to murder me.
Done.
Yep, thank you. But he apparently is good at reaching large numbers of people, and it does wheels turning in the heads of some really intelligent people. He has a great website. There people can go and just share thoughts and opinions. There's nothing wrong with having beliefs. I mean, if your beliefs include wanting to murder people who are different than you, yeah, I mean, it's not great. People who like you are truly scum of the earth. Because you stifle conversation and thought by calling people crazy who actually are just able to see things you can't. You are crazy. Never call anybody crazy, especially those more successful than you. You are clearly mentally ill, so don't call anyone crazy unless it's me, because I'm trans. Then it's okay to call someone mentally ill. I can't believe someone who behaves like this can have the audacity to call someone else crazy. You're so confused about yourself, the world, and everything around you. I would end this with the cliched wake up statement, but actually, it's too late if you're promoting genetic engineering via the advice of technocrats. What? I would have said to wake up maybe a couple years ago. If you are not one of the people promoting that or haven't taken it, then there is still time. Do not put anything in your body with proprietary ingredients where a company has a legal right as a private business to keep them private. That is simply not wise. Oh, good. Don't eat any food at the grocery store. Practically then. That's good. Nick says, Call, you want to stifle LGBTQ people from breathing, you crazy idiot. This is a fan of his, not necessarily him, though it wouldn't surprise me if it was him, but he also has crazy fans. Tucker White says, so I did a quick Command F of Satan's Wikipedia page and found no mention of Saturn, so...
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's...
Thanks, Riker. So, those are text posts and forum posts that are from Call's website. But the fun thing, even though we've taken an entire hour just on the text posts, which I didn't expect, is looking at the videos. What videos are people on Call for an Uprising's forum posting? What are they watching? What are they sharing with each other in order to continue themselves down this extremist, conspiracy theorist, anti-Semitic pipeline? Let's see what videos they've been watching, shall we?
Hey there, what's happening, good people? Uncool Paranoia here. First, I'd like to say...
Her name is Uncool Paranoia, and... By the way, this is probably someone we're going to cover in the future. A lot of these are people that I need to save for future Tinfoil Tuesday. Thanks. Honestly, outsourcing finding crazy people to Call's forum, great decision. Because there's some primo shit in here. This lady, very anti-vax. All of her information is going to be false. Do not listen to her. I am here to try and promote healthy choices, which includes getting vaccinated. Please go get vaccinated, and if it's been like 6 months since your last shot, I'd suggest you go get a booster. I need to schedule my appointment, so you should too. Jamie Lynn with 30 bits says, for you reading this is an article about an ancient goddess in Mesopotamia that is related to transgender people. She had the power to transform men into women, and women into men and other stuff. Oh god, no, I know this off the top of my head. Because it's the name of that comedy movie, too. Ishtar! Is it Ishtar? Is it Ishtar? Ishtar. Ishtar. Control F. Ishtar! Don't tell me I don't know about Ishtar. I'm familiar with Ishtar. Ishtar is a little... It's come up in trans memes.
Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming along and listening to my opinion, listening to my thoughts, because I know I can get a little out there, but you guys stick along for whatever crazy reason. I don't know. You might just be crazy as I am. Who knows?
She has slightly more self-awareness than Call, I think, but not enough to not do the video, unfortunately.
But God bless you all. Thanks for being here. And today I just wanted to share a few articles and just have a little bit of a conversation about some of the crazy stuff that's going on in this clown world, in this Circus 19, in this scamdemic, or whatever you want to call it. Or this.
So another person, not necessarily, I don't know if this person happens to be in Call's community, but it's someone who, you know, had their video posted there. So very much of the same belief systems, whatever you want to call it. Another person who doesn't trust doctors, basically. Really, really dumb.
This propaganda or the...
Yes, Clown World is another anti-Semitic dog whistle. Clown World is an interesting dog whistle in that I actually see people use it who I really don't think know that it is a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle that is actually pervaded into spaces where people use it and don't know what it really means. So it's always hard to tell if they're intentionally dog whistling or unintentionally co-opting the language of anti-Semites. It's hard to tell. And it's kind of a gray line anyway, where one starts and one ends, so...
sacrifice of the children that we're witnessing right now. So, yeah, let's...
Tucker White says, pro tip, when making a video, don't front load it with introductions and info about the channel. It's a bad way to retain audience viewership. Actual studies have been done on this. That's something I'm bad at.
Jump right into it. I wanted to start off with this creepy clip that I saw on this Sesame Street website. So apparently, Big Bird...
You know, just a normal adult hanging out on the Sesame Street website, like you do.
Got toxinated recently. So, yeah, I mean...
Oh, she calls getting vaccinated toxinated? Because she's 5 years old, mentally. Doctors? I don't trust doctors!
What's propaganda without, you know, Sesame Street? And oh, look who's just so happens to be teaming up with Sesame Street, the Criminal News Network. Yeah, these guys right here. I mean, you see them around, you know it's nothing good. So let's get into this. This is a Sesame Street and Communities website. So this is for parents or whatever to just, I don't know, I guess stay in the loop on what's going on with Sesame Street, but it's...
She sounds like Professor Flowers? I don't know who that is.
Clearly just filled with propaganda. I mean, check this out.
Check this out! Teaching people letters and numbers, colors. When will the propaganda end? Maybe I want my kids to think there are 29 letters in the alphabet. Is big government gonna tell me how many letters are in the English alphabet? Suck my dick, Elmo.
ABCs of C19. I'm going to purposely mispronounce words and talk around stuff, but hopefully you've been exposed to this material long enough to understand what I'm saying. So...
Alright, this is actually a funny part of this video, because I did listen to a lot of these earlier, kind of seeing what would be, you know, entertaining to take a look at on stream. She's doing a similar thing to what Call does, in that, you know, they'll change out words and stuff, trying to obfuscate from the fact that they're spreading COVID misinformation and all sorts of other bullshit that should get them banned. Speaking of which, I'll be reporting this video for medical misinformation when it comes up, because this stuff is not acceptable, and yeah, shouldn't be platformed by YouTube. If you want to spread this bullshit, go hang out with the Nazis on BitChute. So anyway... It's kind of funny listening to a grown adult try and talk around an algorithm with silly nonsense words. It's fun.
I'm going to keep clips short, try not to share any music, just to keep the channel safe or whatever.
It's not safe. It's not safe. You're spreading medical misinformation. Overthought says, they killed Mr. Hooper because he knew too much and was going to go public. Cool Cat says, if God wants us to learn letters, he would have put them in the Bible.
Some people have even told me to just go on BitChute or just...
That's why, now I'm trying to think, what are all the numbers that are in the Bible? Obviously, numbers are listed in the Bible, and I'm trying to imagine some sort of weird, like, extreme biblical literalist that only recognizes numbers that are specifically listed in the Bible.
Let's go here or go there. You know what? I feel like those extra websites are essentially becoming echo chambers, because... we're all just preaching to each other, you know, to the same choir at this point. our channels are heavily suppressed, and we're reaching people who most of the time are already awake. So
suppressed implies that you, how do I put this? Call does this too when he tries to make the YouTube thing a free speech issue. Suppressed implies you have a right to YouTube's platform. You don't. They're a private company. They're allowing you to post videos. You're not being suppressed. They're allowed to do whatever they want. It's a private platform. If you would like the government to come in and either break up YouTube or, what would probably be a better solution, nationalize platforms like that and then have them run by the government as a public utility, because they are basically the public squares of the 21st century, that's fine. I wouldn't be against that at all. I'm very in favor of that idea. Great, do that. But right now, that's not what it is. YouTube is a private platform, so you have to play by their rules if you want to stay on it. This is not a hard concept to understand. Nick says, it's called the Book of Numbers, not the Book of Letters.
I'm sticking around on YouTube or PooTube or ScrewTube, whatever you want.
Ooh, got him. She called YouTube PooTube. Ooh, got him. The multi-billion-dollar corporation really felt that one.
I'm gonna call it.
Boom, roasted.
To try to reach people who may not know what's going on. So that's why I'll try to watch my speech and keep it light and share what I can. So I'm rambling. Anyway, let's get a move on. So what I wanted to show you on this website, the ABCs of C toxins right here. Check this out. This is just to explain to children what's going on in the world, why they should get toxinated, and if they don't get toxinated, they're a bad person.
I would imagine it's more along the lines of, hey, here's what a vaccine is. Because that's good. I learned that when I was younger, too. I think most of us here have gotten vaccines when we were kids. So it's not unreasonable to explain to kids, like, hey, here's why we're having this done. We're not just doing it because we like to stick needles in your arm. We're doing it because it actually helps us train your immune system to help protect you from diseases. Here's why we're doing this. Here's why it's so important to do this. It teaches them why something is, like, being done, why social responsibility is a good thing to do by saying, hey, if you do this, not only are you protecting yourself, but you're helping people around you, and that's a good thing. Like, there's nothing negative you could say about this reasonably. There just isn't. You have to be a science-denying whack job in order to see anything nefarious about this. Radiology says, I think PooTube is a specialist site. Well, now I just want to know what PooTube is. Let me look, hold on. I'm going to use my phone to Google PooTube. PooTube. Now, I don't mean to tempt anyone, but the domain for PooTube is available. How is no one sitting on PooTube? That seems like an absolutely obvious domain to get. Does anyone want to buy me the domain to PooTube.com? Guys, how much do you think the domain PooTube.com is worth? Just curious. Now watch Hannah get links to scat sites. I've seen worse things on the internet. Sky Comet Fallen says, my guess it's probably a coprophilia video site. I'm assuming coprophilia is the technical term for a poop fetish. Then Hannah can run her scam fetish website. Scam? If people want to pay me money for pictures of poop, by all means.
read a little bit of this. CNN.
Is it rare to see female conspiracy theorists? I guess it depends on what you mean by rare. The big personalities in the conspiracy world tend to be men. It's hard to explain. In my experience, and this is entirely anecdotal, often... No, because I don't want to make this like a stereotype about the differences between men and women. There are women in the conspiracy space. We see it with Gillian Epperly of Jilly Juice. We see it with Elizabeth April, who believes she's like a conduit, a star seed that's in contact with like the Galactic Federation of aliens. There are women in the conspiracy spaces, but they tend to do it differently. You see less call-like behavior. In the conspiracy theorist community, you'll see a lot more anger and like calls to violence coming from those that identify as men. Women in these spaces, they either... Again, I don't like doing this because it just sounds like I'm stereotyping. I'm really, really not trying to. I am trying to explain anecdotally what I see. Often woo-woo bullshit, like Jilly Juice or Elizabeth April. Sometimes you'll get anti-vax wine mom Karen types. That's the category that, like, Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene do, but they're also in sort of the QAnon thing, which inherently gets a little violent. Gets violent. It's hard to explain. In my experience, it seems like there's fewer women, but it's always hard to tell on the internet. Anyway. Blackwing Hecate says, that's true of a lot of niche communities, though. Mike Mack says, she's the anti-Illuminati. Blackwing Hecate says, whatever her name is with the Brent Spiner obsession. Yeah, Gail? Yeah, she's mentally ill. She has schizophrenia or something, so that's kind of its own thing. Sky Comet Fallen says, I'm a psychology graduate. Coprophilia is a sexual disorder involving arousal by feces. Tucker White says, besides, anyone knows what poo tube really refers to.
Because you too fits where the poo fits.
What the fuck? Alright, back to the video. Oh, Princess Amelia says, QAnon has to be the ultimate grand unified conspiracy theory at this point. It ties into everything. Yeah, it is. It's a big tent conspiracy. There's definitely been some fracturing over the last 6 months or so. Honestly, closer to a year at this point. Basically since January 6th, failed. There's been a fracturing. Maps and Mimic says, hello, Hannah and chat. Y'all are the best. Thank you for keeping me sane.
The Criminal News Network and Sesame Street have teamed up for their 6th. Interesting is the 6th one. Yeah, number 6 is an interesting number. Their 6th.
Yeah, it comes after 5 and before 7. It's inevitable if you do enough. That's honestly, I think that statement is incredibly emblematic of conspiracy thinking as a whole. This is the 6th, what is it even? This is like a town hall they're doing for kids. Where does it say 6? Yeah, CNN and Sesame Street have teamed up for their 6th town hall. So they've done 5 town halls before this, meaning, of course, after 5 comes 6, because that's how Arabic numerals work, which is what, we use as numbers. It goes 5, 6, 7. So, of course, if you do enough, you're gonna get a 6. So the conspiracy theorist inevitably comes across the number 6, because it's inevitable if you do enough, because 6 is a number. And they go, aha, see? It is the 6th one. Satan, confirmed. And it's like, well, no. Sometimes things are just the 6th time something happens, or there are 6 of something. Not... It's frustrating. Bittergrin says, hey, 6 is only 1 letter different from sex. Wake up, sheeple. Sky Comet Fallen says, doesn't it have to be 3 6s to be evil? That used to be the case, but conspiracy theorists, especially these days, have broadened it. Because they're looking for patterns everywhere where they're not. So at this point, if they see a 6, it's close enough. Like, legit. I've honestly seen people say 3. They're like, 3, which is half of 6, which if you do 3 of them is the mark of the beast. It depends on how far they're willing to stretch. Supple Cat Girl says, I guess the biggest amount of woman you hear about for female conspiracies are TERFs, I guess. See, when I think female conspiracy theorist, I think like Marjorie Taylor Greene because of the QAnon stuff, but...
Town halls to help answer questions from kids and families about the C19 toxone, which was recently approved for children ages 5 to 11. Oh, that's horrible.
It's not. It's great. Please get your children vaccinated if they can be. I beg you. Please get your children vaccinated. And then, when they need boosters, get them boosters. Marcus Drake says, 6 in Latin is sex. My middle school Latin textbook was about a 6th child who was annoying in Latin. That's sextus molestus. Illuminati confirmed. Blackwing Hecate says, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 was a 6 offender.
Approved for ages 5 to 11 by the alphabet gangs, Fraud DA, and C to the D to the C. The ABCs of C19.
Listening to this adult woman try and covertly explain things in a way that tricks YouTube is so funny. The C to the D to the C. The notorious CDC in the house.
Toxones was...
Tucker White says, you deserve a timeout for that, Blackwing Hecate. Well, unless someone pays for it, they don't get one.
Hosted by Criminal News Network's chief medical correspondent, the one and only Dr. Sanjay Gobbledygook Gupta, who just so happened to play himself in the popular film Contagion. Yeah, that's another story. But yeah, Sanjay Gupta played in that movie and played himself. Talking about the same stuff he's pushing now. Social distancing, hand washing, blah, blah, blah. Come on, you know the whole jam.
Because the movie Contagion, which came... What year did the movie Contagion come out? Like a decade ago? Contagion movie. 2011. It's exactly 10 years. So Contagion came out in 2011. Okay? Hold on. People are paying me to time out Blackwing, in channel points. Blackwing Hecate, see you in 10 minutes. Okay. Nick says, does she not wash her hands after taking a shit? Who knows? Conspiracy theorists are very strange. So the reason that in the movie Contagion, Sanjay Gupta may have showed up as himself and mentioned social distancing, hand washing, masks, that's not predictive programming. It's what you do during a pandemic, which we've had many of in human history. We understand. So in 2011, the movie Contagion, which is about a pandemic, a hypothetical pandemic, shows what would happen. Mask use, social distancing, stuff like that. Come to 2020, almost a decade later, we get a real pandemic. Oh look, we're following the same advice. Because that's how you combat pandemics. It's not a conspiracy. It would be like... Let's say the movie Backdraft came out, right? And that movie's about firefighters fighting fire. And then your house lights on fire. And the firefighters show up to your house. And they're like, all right, we're gonna hook up the hose and we're gonna get your house to stop from burning down. And they go, no, I've seen the movie Backdraft. That was predictive programming. You just want to put water on my house as part of a conspiracy. I saw it in that movie. And then they go, well, yeah, it's in the movie because that's what you do when there's a fire. And you go, no. Fauci sent you, didn't he? Narnia Owl says, are they so desperate now that they have to self-censor Fauci's name? I guess so. Mike Max says this guy is playing what he does for a living, or a lot of people do. Yeah. Maps and Mimics wants me to time out someone
to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
Maps and Mimics wants me to time out who? Tell me who you want me to time out.
So, I wanted to show you a bit of a clip from this. Hopefully I don't get a strike, but I'm going to start this. I'm going to explain to you what this is. Now, for starters, Elmo is in this with the checkerboard floor. Check it out. And all different.
It's not even a white and black checkerboard. It's checkerboard with, like, green and yellow and red, which is not a... Oh, gosh. She's referencing a Freemason thing, I believe. Blackwing Hecate? Gotcha. Where are you, Blackwing Hecate? Oh, wait, did I already time you out? Did you already get timed out? You might already be timed out. Hold on, let me look. I don't even see Blackwing Hecate in the user thing now, so Blackwing Hecate might have fucked off. Someone else redeemed it first? Yeah, so I took your points. Accidentally. Do you want me to time out somebody else? Mike Beck says, even the gangster in Candyman were real gangsters. This is nothing new. Logarth says, Elmo and Naughty.
Different colors.
Maps and Mimics, let me know when you decide who you want me to time out.
I thought he was dressed as a woman, but apparently he's dressed as a clown.
I swear to God, these conspiracy theorists are more obsessed with gender and cross-dressing and trans people than I am. And I'm literally trans.
Yeah, so at first sight, I thought he was a woman.
Tucker? Okay. Bye, Tucker.
Yeah, but I'm going to start this up at... I'm going to skip it up a bit. Okay, yeah, I think I'm at a good enough timestamp, 43 seconds. So this Muppet puppet right here is sporting a Band-Aid because she recently got toxinated. And I just want to show you this horrible programming for children. So check this out.
I have a way I've been staying healthy, Dr. Sanjay. Look. Oh, does Rosita have a boo-boo? Oh, no, this is from my COVID vaccine. My mommy and my papi took me to get it this morning.
Oh, Rosita, that's great. Getting the COVID vaccine is a great way to stay healthy.
Well, that's all we need to hear from that. I'm not going to play much. I don't know if they're super heavy on, copy.
Nothing that was said there was controversial in any way, shape, or form.
Copyright or whatever, but yeah, that's the propaganda that's being pushed on our children.
It's not propaganda any more than teaching kids letters or numbers is. It's teaching accurate information about the world. There is literally a doctor on screen that you are pretending you know more than. And I can't say I know anything about Sanjay Gupta as a person. I don't know if he's ever done scummy shit. Don't know. Don't really care, because my understanding of vaccination and its effectiveness and its safety is not based on an individual person. It's based on the body of evidence and the body of expertise collected by basically every doctor on the planet. At this point, if you're still anti-vax, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, you are such an egotistical psychopath that you believe you are smarter than 99% of doctors on the planet. Imagine that level of ego.
Children through Sesame Street. I just want to show you that for a bit. So with this whole Sesame Street Elmo thing, this reminded me of a recent Babylon Bee video that I want to share with you guys. Let's see. Yep, this is the Babylon Bee. So they want the...
Oh, this is a funny line by her. This is a Babylon Bee thing. If you don't know what the Babylon Bee is, the Babylon Bee is the Onion for conservatives, so it's not funny. It's the Onion if the Onion wasn't funny and punched down. Narnandia Owl says, this lady knows her shit. PSA broadcasts are obviously concerned over copyright.
Almost thing, this reminded me of a recent Babylon Bee video that I want to share with you guys. Let's see. Yep, this is the Babylon Bee. So they want us to believe this is satirical, but there's a lot of truth in these skits. But this video just so happens
that statement is so illuminating to me that it hurts me. What do you think satire is, you dumb bitch? Imagine if I'm reading, like, Gulliver's Travels, and I'm like, Jonathan Swift, what an interesting story about tiny people. Man, it's almost like he's trying to say something here. Wouldn't that be funny? A lot of the things this Swift guy writes sure do mirror reality in some way that I find humorous. That's what satire is by definition. What the fuck is wrong with you? Did you drop out of school at 12 years old? Oh my god. Narnania Owl says... No, I read that one, sorry. Oh, it's bad satire from a perspective of people who fundamentally misunderstand the world, but it's still satire coming from a worldview, even if that worldview is wrong.
Be about Play School unveils Toxinate Me Elmo doll.
Yeah, it's just a bad attempt at satire by Babylon Bee. So this goes on for another hour, basically. This lady goes on and on and on.
See nowadays is a freaking syringe and a vial. This is recently reported by the NPR. But he was founded in 1999. May as well be personal.
So she just, like, streams. I'm sure we're going to see her in the future. She posts, you know, relatively often. Yeah, we'll see her in the future. Thanks, Call, for having a website that helped aggregate some of these for me. What else we got?
The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Do you not think an angel rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm? This work continues. The story goes on, and an angel still rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm.
Alright, I'm skipping to where the guy starts talking. It's actually probably a good idea to take a look at the bingo card real quick. Let's look. Let's see what we got. Oh, I gotta move this down so it's below other stuff. Hold on. 1 second. I gotta change the layers. If anyone uses Photoshop or video editing, you know what I mean. The tokens are on the bottom. They need to be tops. The tokens are tops. Oh, I need to get different tokens. These are invisible on this color scheme. Holy hell. Let me remove these and get different bingo things. Need yellow ones. Yep. Need something that isn't a that isn't like a similar color. Let's see. Bingo, marker, PNG. That's what. I don't want a picture of the marker, like, thing physically. I just need a dot. God. Okay, I found a good one. Now I just have to add a bunch of them, unfortunately. Add new source. Add source. Brains. There we go. That's a decent bingo marker. That's visible. Yeah. That'll do. I just need to add a bunch of them. All right, what do we got? Were the Illuminati mentioned at all? Satanic ritual child abuse was definitely on the bingo card that we had. Oops, didn't need to do that. Numerology used as evidence for the 6th thing. Pure Squire, thanks for 16 months. Oh god, I already lost where numerology is. Numerology used as evidence. There we go. Okay, that's probably good. Let's look at page 2. Moves goalposts. Expert gives opinion outside of field. A call calls people optometrist. Flat Earth. He didn't get Flat Earth. Racist disbelief historical achievements. Expert as a ridiculous job title. I'm gonna say that's not how science works for the vaccine stuff. We're gonna go overt anti-Semitism for the comments about Jewish people. I'm gonna say transvestigation for the transphobia transvestigation because she brought up the Elmo, thinking Elmo was wearing women's clothes thing. Lupine showed up, so that's on the bingo card. I think that's it. Oh, that's not how women work in regard to that guy complaining that women are corrupted by feminism or whatever. That'll do. So, update your bingo cards. I'm glad we finally have a thing that we can update. Oh, don't look at the, pay no attention to the Google search behind that curtain. Blackwing Hecate says, I went to get my vaccine card and came back to Hannah looking disappointed at me. This is what winning looks like. Also got an appointment for my booster. Nice. Cites fiction as fact for the Babylon Bee thing. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay. What was that, 84? Oh my god, we have so many bingo spaces at this point. Control C, Control V. Cites fiction as fact. Alright, let's watch this guy's video. It's a guy in a car, which I'm pretty sure is another bingo space.
OTT TV here. It's April 23rd, 2021. Did any of you folks notice the stars moving across the sky last night? Even the moon moved across the sky last night.
The moon does that because it's moving around the Earth, and the Earth is rotating. There are orbits happening.
And I know this stuff moves across the sky at night every night.
Do you?
But I mean, it did fast in real time. 10:30 to 11 o'clock.
Everything happens in real time. That's how time works.
On 4/22, I witnessed half the stars in the sky move across the sky, and it was more than 50 stars. I didn't have the ability to record, but I did.
That's convenient.
After the event, which lasted about 30 minutes. So you had the stars moving across the sky like this.
They were most likely satellites. If you see stuff moving like that, it's generally either satellites, high-flying planes, you might be seeing the ISS, or something similar. There are a lot of satellites in the sky.
Literally, you can visibly see them moving. And the moon. It was insane. And I had no way of recording it, and I wish I could have. But I looked.
You literally have a phone that you're clearly using to record you in your car. What do you mean you had no way of filming it? Did you not have your phone on you? Is it 1997? Everyone has a phone on them all the time. What do you mean you had no way of recording it?
Anything, you know, the scientists would say or prescribe this was coming because, you know, they're supposed to have all the answers. And there was...
The Leonidas meteor shower is at its peak right now. I'm actually not sure when this was. Yeah, this is from April, so this is a while back.
Nothing on this at all. When I woke up this morning...
Again, these are all videos that were posted to Call's website from various users.
I looked it up again, and there was all kinds of stuff on it. And there's all kinds of stuff saying how they knew it was coming, and this is...
Oh, I've seen this. This is really cool. Happy birthday to the legendary Wendy Carlos, aka the trans woman who wrote the music for Tron, A Clockwork Orange, and The Shining. Also was out as trans in 1972, a pioneer in many senses. That's impressive shit. It's scary enough being out today when there are actual laws in place helping, not always succeeding, but at least in many places trying to help trans people. Coming out in the 70s? Oh my god. That's some fucking courage from her. Blackwing Hecate says there's regular meteor showers quite frequently.
This is what it is, and there was even an article saying it was Starlink and it was 50 stars. It was more than 50 stars.
Did you count them? Did you individually count every single one?
I really hope so many folks witnessed it, because...
Because in my experience, people are really bad at estimating the number of things based on just a cursory look. And conspiracy theorists are even worse. Conspiracy theorists, in my experience, I don't know if this is causative or just coincidental. Almost every conspiracy theory I've ever heard make estimates about distance or size are always wildly wrong. So I don't know if conspiracy theories just have a bad grasp on estimating things and sort of filling in gaps of information, which would explain some of the conspiratorial thinking and behavior. But if you're saying it was way more than 50, I don't really trust you if you were just guesstimating based on, you know, that looks like more than 50. Sky Comet Fallen says, I think he was seeing a meteor shower. It's possible. I don't know.
It's just a sign.
It would definitely help if we knew, like, where he lived. Because this was on April 24th, 2021. I imagine there's probably a website you can go to that would help track when meteor showers have happened. Let me see. This was on 4/23. I don't know where he lives, though.
As some of you folks have been watching my videos, it would seem that we're in Revelation 6:2. The first seal opened up in 2020. The bow and the...
Narnia Owl says, maybe not, but the temptation to exaggerate to support their claims is obviously there.
Crown. And when you look up coronavirus, the definition for coronavirus in Latin is crown. And the definition for bow is tikto in Greek, and it means a face covering made of cloth. So we've been handed over, and this is where we're at. And I did notice that Revelation is not in chronological order. It jumps around in the storyline, and it's something to keep in mind, because as we're...
Calling Revelation a storyline is generous. Yoan80 says, my uncle passed from COVID this morning. He was vaxxed, just other complications. He was the caretaker at school when I was there, and always super nice and fun to talk to. I'm really sorry to hear about that. At least he did everything he could. That's really sad.
In Revelation 6:2, the bow and the crown, next is the red horse, and that's war. And then after that's a dark horse, and that's financial collapse. And I showed you guys Kent Hovind. He was doing the math. And
if you find yourself citing Kent Hovind ever, don't.
The wheat and the penny, and he did the calculations, and it came to $724 for a loaf of bread. So
I wouldn't trust Hovind to calculate the total of my groceries at Walmart. Much less interpreting biblical prophecy. Blackwing Hecate says it may have been the Eta Aquarids. That's a recurring meteor around that time. Okay. Jur says, I thought Katy Perry was the dark horse.
So, I mean, those are things to see coming. I believe the devil tricked the world with the Great Reset and, you know, thinking that mankind can move forward and be one government and be powerful in space and all these things. Unfortunately, it's a delusion, folks.
That was an interestingly telling statement, right? He didn't even imply a one-world government is necessarily a bad thing. He basically just said, the devil's tricking us by making us think we can get better as a global civilization. But we can't. We're dog shit, and we'll always be dog shit. This is imposter syndrome on a civilization level.
And, you know, if you're trying to study...
is Great Reset on bingo? I actually don't think it is. We'll have to look after this video. We'll take another look at the bingo card. Now that we have a bingo card thing again, I'll try and take a look at it after every video or in the middle if it's a long video. Blackwing Hecate says, everyone knows Castiel is the dark horse. Is that a Supernatural reference? I've not seen Supernatural.
The Bible, especially Revelation or things of prophecy, I recommend going to Bible Hub and then cross-referencing it in the lexicon, because
this is Ancient Wisdom on the bingo card. I'll just do it now. Where's Ancient Wisdom? Ancient Wisdom. Ancient Wisdom.
Because the definitions were changed, and a lot of it wasn't on purpose. Some of the stuff they had a hard time translating and they didn't understand. And when you read it in its raw form, some of the stuff has different meanings. Like bow. You know, bow is tikton, face covering, but they changed it to bow. So,
oh, only reputable source is the Bible, number 10. You're right. That's on there too.
Everyone thinks they're looking for a bow and arrow. Well, it's not a bow and arrow. It's
and he's in the car.
You know, he gives him the crown and the bow, corona, and the face covering. Okay. So it would seem, if you guys could go back and watch my video I did on the Great Red Dragon, that's from Revelation 12. That describes the event of when Lucifer was no longer had access to go in and out of heaven and accuse. He gets kicked out. And the Bible tells us to know when that happened. Okay? So, like I said before, while we're in the first part of Revelation 6:2, the bow and the crown, it jumps around. The story jumps around. It's not in chronological order. Okay? But if you use a lexicon and study hard and pray, the story will start to come for you. Okay? Revelation 12:1.
All you have to do is believe, and then you'll believe. It's crazy. Sky Comet Fallen says, possessed by Ereshkigal again. Sweetie, I was around when the Bible was written. Revelation isn't prophecy. It's the ramblings of a man tripping balls on moldy bread.
A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. The woman constellation is Virgo, and the crown of 12 stars is Leo, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. We are definitely in the end times. There's a lot of rumors of...
Says every Christian who has ever lived.
War going on.
I shouldn't say that. There are Christians who aren't wackadoo you know, in that way. Says Christians, some Christians in every generation since Jesus was an actual living person.
You can see what's going on with China. You can see what's going on with Russia. If you watch some of my videos where I covered Ezekiel 38 and 39.
All right, I'm going to save this guy. Like in my list, not from himself. Conspiracy. Ereshkigal is the Babylonian goddess of the underworld and Ishtar's twin? Oh, cool. Logarth says, I don't think you can save this guy. Damn it, too late. Cut you off. Oh, this one's hilarious to me. Check this shit out. Oh, S-word for Pentia says, excuse you, sir, that's Cania and Nepita. Mary, mother of the end times. Oh, I guess. Hey, chill!
This is diabolical.
This is about to be some of the most hypocritical shit ever. Get ready. Get ready, folks. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Oh, I've been... You know, I didn't know I've been waiting my whole career to dunk on a fucking nun. Let's do this. Okay. Woo! Limber up. Limber up. Gotta say mean shit about a nun. Here we go.
Beloved. It's just 100% diabolical. It is your fault. You have no right before God turning your children over to a school system, to an evil government. You have no right.
How about turning them over to an institution who is most famous for fucking children? You are literally wearing the uniform of an organization who primarily reminds me of raping children. You are literally wearing a uniform that when people see it makes you go, oh yeah, they rape children. And you have the gall in your child rape uniform to come on YouTube and be like, I don't know about public schooling. You know what happens less at public schools? Priests fucking children! Go fuck yourself! Because according to the rules, no one else is allowed to. Ah! Deadman XRPMX says, fun fact, Jesus was only talking to Mary Magdalene about the second coming.
You have no right to do that. God has given you those children to raise for the kingdom.
Oh, do you have a right to take children and from the day they're born tell them that they're dirty sinners and that they're awful beings and that the creator of the universe loves them very much, but if they don't do exactly what he says, exactly the way he says it, then they're going to hell for all eternity where they'll be punished and hurt forever. And also, listen to this guy who's going to tell you how to avoid being punished for all eternity, and you better do everything he says, including sucking his dick. Otherwise, you're going to hell for eternity. The Catholic Church.
And the only right you have is to live the vocation.
Staggering levels of hypocrisy on the bingo card? Absolutely.
That God has given you and not turn them over to an evil world. If the schools ruin them, is it your fault? Yes.
Hey, remember when the Catholic Church were Nazi sympathizers and were like, hey, Hitler, we'll work with you, just like let us, keep operating in Nazi Germany. Like, do whatever you want with the Jews. We're not big fans of them, because we're the Catholic Church and it's the 1940s. But, just like let us stay in Germany and everything else is fine, right? Cool? Cool? We're also gonna rape kids, because we're the Catholic Church and that's something that we do and then we cover it up. So... is that cool? If we, the Catholic Church, work with you, Adolf Hitler? Awesome.
Because you have no right turning your children over to anyone, especially to evil. I don't...
honestly, she's old enough. She might have been there.
...know what evil has blanketed the minds of otherwise thinking people. I don't know if they're getting millions of dollars to do this. I don't know what their reward is. they're ignoring all that. Why?
Reminder again that this is something that got posted to Call's website when Call purportedly hates Catholics anyway, and like Jesuits, stuff like that. I think he thinks they're part of the cabal.
Why? Because they're out to kill. They're out to destroy the human race. That's why. How they buy into it, I don't know. How shepherds of our church buy into it, I don't know.
I don't know. They're the same people who help hide pedophilia in order to, I don't know, help keep the image of the church up, which backfired horribly, because I don't know a single person my age who thinks of the Catholic Church as anything other than an organization whose major purpose is to take money from the vulnerable and then use it to help hide pedophiles. Just for the, people my age look at the Catholic Church and go like, oh yeah, Catholic Church. The ones that diddle kids. Because that's what they're known for, is covering up the molestation of children forever.
How...
Simple Cat Girl says, you know what's more damning to kids? Sexual abuse from someone you're supposed to see as a healer. EO180 says, I wonder how she would react to the mother and baby homes in Ireland where they stole babies off young women and the ones they couldn't sell to America they threw in septic tanks. Oh, do we need to talk about schools that Catholics ran in order to try and, like, indoctrinate indigenous children into assimilating with, like, you know, the culture of the colonizers, right? Where innumerable numbers of indigenous children were killed and then unceremoniously buried on the school grounds. Do we need to talk about that? As if the Catholic Church gives a shit about anything except for itself? What are we... Narnia Owl says, let's not forget advocating against condoms, especially in countries where STDs and AIDS are a big problem. Blackwing Hecate says, hey Hannah, I have a modest proposal. Jonathan Swift in chat. Big ups. I loved the way Gulliver talked to those horse people. It was rad.
Governors and all sorts of people buy into it. I'm clueless. They have as much information as you and I have. They can read the news reports. It's an insanity, and it is designed to destroy us. We have no business doing this to little children.
Man, you should bring that up at some of the church meetings in reference to the child rape. I wonder if they've thought of that. Hey, father... child rapist, whatever your real name is, have we considered not raping children? That's not good for them.
Stating that subjecting children is unethical, and I don't know how to say it more strongly, read it more strongly. If you choose to take it or you choose to give it to your children, you are...
If we're so concerned about, like, God's will in medicine, why are you wearing glasses? God gave you the eyes he gave you. Take the glasses off, sinner. Jesus Christ. Got some Satan spectacles over here. Blackwing Hecate says, man, Deus Ire can't get here soon enough. Don't get that.
Are participating in evil that you think good will come. It will not. Death will come. We'll be right back after the break, beloved.
And then it says, people assume their child belongs to them, which also isn't true. Your children are not your property. They're people that you gave birth to or adopted or whatever. But they're their own people. They're not yours. You don't own them. The truth is that all children belong to God. God created these children and grants them to their families, which is the most disgusting way I've ever heard people described. Racheology says, the septic tank thing was in Ireland. One of the first things that happened after Irish independence was the Catholic Church taking over most of the social safety net institutions with some would argue mixed results. Yeah, the way you said that made it sound like it's probably more than mixed. 90 Owl says, I didn't know God was a stork. So anyway, she sucks. She sucks a lot. This is actually not her channel, though. This is a channel where someone posts other conspiracy stuff.
Conducted air sampling. Is there something wrong with you?
I'm sure we'll look at this channel again, too. Alright, let's get staggering hypocrisy on the bingo card, and then we'll move on. Staggering hypocrisy. Logarth says, damn, Hannah bringing the full power of the tinfoil horns to bear. I know staggering hypocrisy is on here somewhere. Someone throw the number at me if you see it. I'm bad at looking at big thing, like lists of things, and then... There we go, 83. Logarth says, nope, read that one. Thank you. This is a channel that got posted to Call's website. One of their most popular videos. We'll do newest.
Good afternoon, everyone. U.S. GDP forecast 14% in May, now just 0.2%. Global food prices near record highs. Bad weather, let's interpret that around the world. Grand solar minimum onset. The big thing to the left's going to sleep. Fertilizer frenzy, less fertilizer, less yields, even more. Food insecurity and higher prices. Beijing, first snow. Oh, scratch. Blizzard, early season hitting the city. Hobart, Tasmania, coldest in 60 years. .com, and in the download. Now with the economic contraction.
Oh no. Is he going to talk about Bitcoin?
In play in the U.S., and that would just be everywhere across the world that we're seeing right now. Every single country's near the same. Much food. Don't care about the size of the land.
This guy's boring so far.
Good afternoon, everyone. October rains 180%.
Yeah, I'm definitely not feeling him. How about this one? America in crises, majority replaced by fake humans with hybrids. 22 minutes.
And hello everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Sherry Schreiner. A couple things I want to talk about today, you know. Kind of want to pick up where I left off Wednesday.
Oh my god. Could they get worse audio quality?
But this is where his father has me right now. Let's see.
Princess Amelia says, ah, yes, Bitcoin. That'll be worth loads when society collapses and there's no electricity to run computers anymore. Yeah, that makes the least sense as, like, a doomsday thing. At least gold is, like, a physical thing you hold, right? Bitcoin literally relies upon the blockchain, which relies upon servers running constantly, taking up huge amounts of electricity constantly. CC uploaded a couple new vids. Yeah, today I'm trying to do new stuff. Like, this is all stuff that was found on Call's website, but, like, we cover the same people all the time, and I'm trying to spice up the number of conspiracy theorists we cover, because I don't want people to get burnt out. Is she calling into her own YouTube video? It sounds like she's on a really bad cell phone and recording on that.
You know, I've noticed lately he's been pointing people out to me. Those who do what he says, those without any.
See, that's a shame, because the title alone, America in Crisis, Majority Replaced by Fake Humans and Hybrids, that sounds like a really, really interesting person with some pretty crazy theories. Are all the videos like this?
Jewish blood. And I'm talking real Jewish blood, not this fake Turkish Khazarian stuff that that Jews are passing up now?
We already ticked off overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card, so...
Oh, we're Jews, and they're actually from Turkey, and they're not even, you know.
I'm gonna save this person, again, on my list of conspiracy people. Their audio is really bad, but the content is clearly insane. So, oh god, it's a transvestigation video. Of course it is. Ugh. That might be racist disbelief in history. That's actually a good point. There is a thing that... There's this weird thing I've seen amongst conspiracy theorists to try and cover up their anti-Semitism. This comes up in the... There's a QAnon documentary video series that really popular among... And I'm talking like millions of views, which is a ton for the Q community, called Fall of the Cabal. And that same person who did Fall of the Cabal is pushing the conspiracy theory that modern Jewish people are not really Jewish. They've co-opted Jewishness from whatever the real Jewish people are, I guess in order to cover up their anti-Semitism. So, like, we're not anti-Semitic. We just hate people who claim to be Jewish today who aren't really. It's just a way of them saying, yes, I hate Jewish people, but I don't want to feel anti-Semitic, so I'm going to define the Jewish people I hate as not really Jewish. It's a way to cope with cognitive dissonance, basically. They recognize that being an anti-Semitic piece of shit is wrong, but they also have all these anti-Semitic beliefs, so in order to deal with the cognitive dissonance caused by these two different beliefs, they just define the Jewish people that they don't like as not really being Jewish. It's crazy, I know it doesn't make sense, but that's kind of the name of the game in the conspiracy theory circles. Reiner Fulmich and RFK Jr. Robert F. Kennedy exposes Fauci's agenda and crimes on humanity. Hello. Hi. Oh god, Russell Brand has a Rumble channel. I know he went fucking crazy, but... Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits says, wait, go back a bit. Fake Jewish blood? I make all of my own, the real stuff. Blackwing Hecate says, I might be wrong, but if my views align with the black Israelites, I would reevaluate my life.
6 p.m. But we'll continue with you later on, okay?
Bobby, can you hear us?
Bobby,
there's a mix-up because of the time difference. I think you.
Well, okay, and that was the first one, and they took and this actually is.
Is Robert Kennedy Jr. a whack job now? I don't know anything about him. I'm just genuinely wondering, because he's in this video. Is he a crazy person? Anyway.
Is a study that should be loved by mice because they took a mouse coronavirus and they taught it to infect only cats. And that was the first time that they had successfully done that. And people.
Oh my goodness, he does not sound well. Is he okay? I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one because it's uncomfortable listening to. He's always been. That's a shame. He's on Jeff Holiday's radar, if that means anything to me. It does. Actually, let me control... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me pull that back up, just so I can see what the actual channel is. Oh my god, these videos are so long. I'll save it, just in case. If you were to die today, are you 100% sure you would go to heaven? No. I'm not Christian. I don't believe in heaven or an afterlife, so I don't believe anything happens after we die. Well, a lot happens after we die. I'm just not a part of it because I'm dead. The Word of God says for... Is this just going to be a slideshow in video form? Oh my god, someone made a fucking PowerPoint. It's just a PowerPoint! If a single person was compelled by that PowerPoint, I'm gonna lose my mind. MH Darkbeast says, have you or Jake ever looked at the 1970s 4-part Rapture movie series? First one is called A Thief in the Night. It's on YouTube to watch for free. Might be a fun patron stream. S-word for Pentius says, but what if I want to go to hell? No, we haven't watched Thief in the Night. I'm aware of it. I think I actually own a copy of it somewhere, because people have sent us all sorts of Christian bad movies over the years. But I haven't seen it yet, no. Blackwing Hecate says, RFK Jr. listening to people like Peter.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Let me see. The 456 wants 325. Are you effing joking? I just got Real Detective Spooner. 4084 will get him. I don't know what any of that means, but again, this is something that was found on Call's website. So.
God bless you and welcome to This Is It. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to show you is so over the top. Just watch. Y'all know what's going on right now, don't you? There's a mandate for, we'll use this for, you know what that...
Hold on, I'm going to turn this up a little. I think it's a little quiet.
That is, right? So I don't have to say it. You know what that stands for? That. They mandated it for 5-year-olds now. 5-year-old.
Specific school districts might, but that's not uncommon. I think you also need, like, measles, chicken pox, some other ones. Blackwing Hecate says, have you ever covered, if footmen tire you, what will horses do? Mm-mm.
Do you know how insane that is?
Not at all, considering it's been FDA approved and tested, and people have been vaccinated for almost a year now at this point.
The human host body...
Poetic Fox says, I went thrifting today and saw a 10-foot picture of Jesus for sale. Ugh.
Was just a platform to build...
Looks like Peter in 20 years? I think you assume Peter is going to age much better than he will, based on the amount of... consuming he does of things he shouldn't consume, like isopropyl alcohol and kratom. Yoan80 says he sounds drunk. Am I just being an ass, or does he sound like you can smell the drink off him? I'll have to listen a little bit more.
Hold on. Like a middleman, so to speak. They needed a platform, get the angels in, get the energy, send that energy down to...
Maybe. He could be tipsy. I have no idea, though. Some people just sound different.
The pit to another race of beings.
I see, you said Peter in 20 years. I think this looks like Tim Pool in 10 years.
Now they're changing the whole thing over to another platform. Just watch. I'm going to show you what's been in our face the whole time.
Dude, Jake and I have movie reviews in the works. Yes, we already watched the movie. We gotta actually record the review.
Okay,
and then edit.
Remember Taylor Swift with the... You know, she's wearing a cloak like a serpent, and then the camera goes behind her and she turns into like a cephalopod. Same thing with Rihanna.
Joven Dakic says, I'm at least 2% composed of kratom. How bad can it be? Just so you know, there definitely haven't been long-term studies, but there have been indications that kratom can exacerbate male pattern baldness. So if you're concerned about hair loss, just be aware.
Same thing that's on the slide and all the different manufacturers for this. Remember the squid thing on the slide? Remember all the stuff I showed you? Squid Games, remember all of it? Okay, I showed you in the last video that the Lord gave me a very unique, very supernatural ability to read the serpent's language. I know that how they communicate.
Wait, you're a parcel tongue? Fuck yeah.
I know how they hide their imagery.
Heir of Slytherin. Heir of Slytherin.
In drawings like the Virgin, I know how they do it. They block in the shadows. The Bible says every good and perfect gift comes from above, from the creator of heavenly lights, not like them who cast shifting shadows. Genesis 1, let us create man in our image.
Blackwing Hecate says, did the edited version of Assassin AD end up being worth its own video? I've only seen Assassin AD so far, 33 AD. I kind of want to see the other version because there are two versions of the movie. I kind of want to watch the second version to see what the differences are. What's kratom? It's a drug. I believe it's still legal in most of the U.S. I don't, for the record, I don't think it should become illegal, either. The war on drugs has been a fucking nightmare. You're not going to help people by criminalizing it. But kratom is a drug you can often get in smoke shops, places where you would buy glassware or whatever, rolling papers. And it is derived from a plant. I believe it works on a lot of the same receptors that opioids work on. So there are potential uses like helping wean people off of opiates, if you have an addiction to that. So I imagine there are actual uses for it, but like, I don't know. It's just something that hasn't been studied very thoroughly, so I would be cautious if you choose to partake. I would not recommend it. Mike Mac says, are you going to see the second Spider-Man trailer today on Twitch? Is it out yet? If we're online when it comes out, I'll watch it. Otherwise, I'll just watch it whenever it comes out. 10 states have criminalized it and several counties. See, I don't think that's the way you should go with it. Hydrate. Like, I don't think people should probably do kratom, but I'm also not, like, their mom. I can't tell you what to do. I don't think I should tell you what to do. If it's an actual issue, like, let's say you're addicted to, like, heroin or meth or coke or something that could actually hurt you, kill you easily, it would be good to compel people to seek treatment in, like, rehab facilities and offer that to people, like, paid for by taxes and stuff. I think that's for the health of society and individuals within that society. I think that would be good. But criminalization has been a nightmare. We've seen this happen. We saw it happen with alcohol during prohibition of alcohol. We've seen it during the war on drugs. It's been awful. Stop trying this. It's stupid. It doesn't work.
Image. It means
comes out at 8:30, so a little over an hour away. We probably will be done before it comes out.
To shade a phantom, an illusion. Human host body's an illusion. Ready? Just watch. Just watch. Do y'all remember when Barack Obama signed the top of the One World Freedom Tower? After the Twin Towers were destroyed and brought down to the ground, right? Remember? Do you remember what he signed? We remember, we rebuild. We rebuild. We come back stronger. Remember? Okay, just remember. Watch this. Pay attention. Right there, yeah. Remember? We remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger. Right there, remember?
Okay.
We remember, we rebuild. And they went from the...
Yeah. It's because a terrorist attack took down the Twin Towers. And, you know, always remember 9/11, shit was the thing. So that's a reference to that. We rebuild, because this was after the One World Trade Center was built. We come back stronger. A platitude about, you knocked us down, but we got back up, and it's an even better building. It's a platitude by the president about a thing. Is he going to try and read something else into that very obvious message? EO180 says, remember, it's also far more profitable for the government to regulate and legalize drugs, which they can then use to help people with addictions. Yeah.
Twin towers into the one world. And by the way, these long stretched out triangles, those represent amino acids, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. I've seen them before.
I kind of doubt that. What?
We remember, we rebuild. Watch this. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah. According to Baja, those are nucleotides. I don't even know what you mean. What are nucleotides? Oh, the adenine stuff. Those are... Okay. Well, now we know. Baja Blast on the bingo card.
Let me show you a couple words in 456. See that number 456? Rebuild, to build again what has fallen or been raised to the ground. Say it. Rebuild, 456. Right here, to build again. Say it again. Rebuild what has fallen or been raised to the ground. 456. Right?
This is mental illness. Blackwing Hecate says adenosine, and they're the bases that make up DNA. Yeah, this guy is mentally ill and drawing parallels between things with no or tenuous connections. And this is depressing.
Ready? 325. To give up, to yield, to send up, to deliver, to...
Oh, yeah, it's Peter Capaldi in Torchwood. Before he played the Doctor in the same universe.
Nature of gift.
Almost like, bear with me on this.
That was a clip from Torchwood Children of Earth, which was a mini-series of Torchwood, which is a Doctor Who spinoff, if you don't know, where aliens came to Earth and were like, we want your children, or we are going to kill all of you, basically. Either give us some amount of your children, or we are going to destroy the Earth. Something along those lines. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched Torchwood. This is just my understanding from what other people have told me. So conspiracy theorists will sometimes use this to be like, aha, predictive programming. It's not. It's just the plot of a sci-fi show from the BBC.
Okay.
Remember when Peter Capaldi played, what was that guy's name for the Pompeii episode? I don't remember. Someone would have to look it up.
Okay, bear with me on...
Caius? Is that it? Caecilius? Okay.
This part, because I'm having...
I thought it was something like that, but it also sounds similar to a name from the last D&D campaign I was in, so I wasn't sure if I was just misremembering.
A lot of glitches on this. It's like almost like they're stopping me from showing this to you. This thing keeps buffering. It's crazy. Okay, guys. They're going to plug the number 6,700. The guy...
Alright. This guy's nuts. He posts a decent bit, though. Again, these are all people we can milk for content.
Why has the California governor, Gavin Newsom, why has he been missing?
What is this supposed to be? The Next News Network.
Missing in public since before Halloween? We're going to answer that question in just a moment. Before I do, if you're new here, hit the red button down below to subscribe, then tap that notification bell when you do. It's curious. Gavin Newsom missing in action after getting his COVID booster shot. maybe Gavin Newsom should just quit the whole governor thing and start a new career. Maybe as
these right-wing news sites are always interesting because they make it look like it's a real news thing, but you can tell based on the production values that it's, like, off. You know what I mean? Like, even at 1080, this does not look right.
At least hasn't slowed or stopped.
It has the veneer of a news program, but it's clearly off. It's the uncanny valley of TV news. That XY girl says, Caecilius is actually a well-known figure of Pompey history, the knowledge preserved because of his house. The Cambridge Latin books for teaching middle high school Latin features him as a character. Oh, cool. Nick says, ah, yes, I always trust news networks who use the Gateway Pundit as a source. Blackwing Hecate says, maybe the booster shot is the one that turns you into a cat girl. By the way, the guy in the video we just watched, like a second ago, gosh, which was it?
Well, Republican...
This guy who is, I guess, also an anchor on this channel, runs his own channel called Slightly Offensive, which regularly platforms John Doyle as a co-host. So it's like 6 degrees of chud separation. Except it's only like 2 degrees. Red Fire Hand, thanks for 5 months, says, it's like my college news station. Raven says, just got here, had to help check on someone who flipped their car over on my narrow-ass road. What did I miss? Not too much. The line between chud and conspiracy theorist thins. You got it. Let me see where that is on the bingo card. Someone tell me a number if they see it. Line between... There we go, 21. Didn't Vosh go on their show once? They might have. I don't know.
A warm welcome to today's talk. It's Tuesday the 9th of November. Now yesterday we looked at Pfizer's new antiviral drug that shows very high levels of efficacy in preventing serious disease, hospitalization and people dying, which was interesting.
So you trust Pfizer to treat you for COVID, but you don't trust them to vaccinate you for COVID. It's almost like you just know you're wrong, but you're really, 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 really egotistical, so you can't say, oops, we were wrong, so you gotta try and navigate shit without accepting that you were incorrect. Interesting. This guy come up Fallen says, I got my booster on Saturday. I'm turning into a cat girl. Is that why I want fish and pets today? Maps and Mimic says snipe and becomes the stream boss. Hydrate.
Of a more descriptive need for your situational awareness than the photographic and video evidence that came out after a deranged individual injected opioids into unsuspecting victims at a large concert, causing a massive...
What? No. There is no evidence that anyone at the Travis Scott thing, Astroworld, was injected with opioids. The police department came out and was like, no. There is no evidence of that.
Stampede that took the lives of multiple individuals. Reports showed that the individual injected others with fentanyl or another high...
None of this is true! Holy fucking shit. I think I already have this guy saved, or I did at one point. Ugh. What an asshole. Oh, look, another person who's stupid and thinks the Astroworld thing was Satanism.
Welcome back to Hacking the Headlines. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what actually happened at the Travis Scott concert over the weekend. As I'm sure most of you have heard, there was a tragedy that took place where 8 people have been reported to have lost their...
It's 10 now. 2 of the injured have died and succumbed from their injuries since this.
Their lives.
One of them was 9 years old.
and hundreds of more have been injured. So there is a lot of things that are not adding up here. I got a lot of requests to cover this, so I started looking into it, and there is a lot to unpack, so we're going to get right into it. Now, just taking a look at some of the imagery found at this festival that Travis Scott puts on every year, I mean, it's just straight up demonic, weird.
I swear to God, these people think everything is demonic. What is not demonic to these people? Like the white suburbia of like Edward Scissorhands? That's the only non-demonic aesthetic. Everything else is demonic. Look in this picture alone. We have a rocket ship, a large head, popcorn, a car that's burnt out. These are all somehow satanic. Everything is satanic. Blackwing Hecate says, never attribute to malice what can be more easily explained but to mere incompetence. I think that phrase gets overused, mostly because people overlook the what can be more easily explained part, and sometimes they'll just say, never attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence. No. There's a bit of an Occam's razor thing going on here where you gotta say, sometimes people are just fucking, sometimes people are malicious. In this particular case, though, no, it was just people being stupid. It was organizers being stupid. It was security not doing their job. It was Travis Scott continuing the show, even though it seemed that he knew something was up. All sorts of fucky shit. So, incompetence and lack of care for fellow human beings in this case. Baja says, Houston, please walk back unsupported claims of needle prick at Astroworld. Yeah. Wow, the cops said a bullshit thing and then had to retract it? I'm shocked. Raven says, Satan, I just do orgies and death metal. This Travis Scott stuff is all God's mysterious ways.
I mean, it looks like a dystopian nightmare. So that right there should get people's alarm bells going.
Imagine being an adult and seeing a spooky skeleton and going, Satanism! And being unironically scared of, like, it's a spooky skeleton! That means Satan! Who's a real person! Yo80 says, I hope that new COVID pill from Merrick that my sister is working on, so that's cool, helps these unvaxxed idiots. Yup. Just as always in society, the non-idiots are going to drag the idiots into the future kicking and screaming. I don't know why, but that's the history of humans. Nick says, if you're afraid of skeletons, boy, do I have some news for you. Skeletons aren't real. They can't hurt you. Narnia Owl says, spooky, scary skeletons confirmed for the Antichrist.
Off to maybe think that this is not something they should be attending. But if we look at the stage that was set up at this concert where the tragedy took place, it literally looks like a gateway into hell. You have the...
All pyrotechnics are Satanism. Anytime there's any kind of fire, it's Satanism. Bittergrin says, wait, Satan isn't a real person? Who did I sell my soul to last week? Did he have blue hair and glasses? Goes by Millhouse.
Flames coming up, the spiral portal thing going in. And after everything I have learned about what happened and the videos I've watched, it does appear to be that this was some type of pre-planned ritual event.
It wasn't. Your research is dumb. You are dumb. You are too dumb to do research. You're not doing research. You're watching videos on TikTok. Fuck off. Also, my research said by a non-researcher on the bingo card. Where is it? Not do your own research. My research said by someone, which is on yours. Might be page 2. My research, where is it? 75. Thanks. Still no bingos? We've got a lot of stuff on the card, I'm surprised. Might want to check this out. What's this?
All right, it's time for some questions. We've been running out of time.
Undertale on the 700 Club.
I'm on the show, but...
Logarth says, as a furry, conspiracy, a note of appreciation for Amicus, the Supreme Court of Canada's owl mascot. Oh my god, the Canadian Supreme Court has a mascot, and it's a fucking furry owl? That's funny.
But what do you got?
Let's bring it on with Peyton first of all today. Pat.
Mike Mack says, the Illuminati are so good at their jobs that they get caught every time.
Peyton says, recently I was looking through my daughter's phone and I found many pictures of a cartoon skeleton with one glowing blue eye and wearing a hoodie. When I asked my daughter why she had such demonic images on her phone, she told me there was nothing wrong with it because it was from a video game. How do I help my daughter not be attracted to such demonic things?
We'll give her something, but...
For the record, I'm pretty sure they're talking about this. Which is from, like, this game, just for the record. I just wanna... I've never played Undertale. I don't know anything about Undertale. So I can't speak to anything about it. But it kind of looks like a cute skeleton.
Better. I think
these people are going to have a bad time. Did I see Charles T. Kirkshire of Turning Points give millennials the title of the gayest generation? We did it, everybody. We did the thing. That's not even true. Gen Z is gayer. Like, just statistically. The amount of out LGBT individuals in Gen Z is higher than millennials.
I think it's a fad. You know, these funny-looking things, I think I wouldn't make a big deal of it. I think if you do, you magnify the...
You drive her to it.
Yeah, you drive her to it. And if you got something more wholesome that she can enjoy...
Papyrus is more attractive to you?
You must have something.
Is that a character in the game?
There's got to be some video game that isn't so evil, but those things are filled with violence. I mean, you know, and brutality. It's unreal, and that's what the kids...
See the gay steamroller guy? He might be.
Event where they meant for these people to lose their lives. Unfortunately, that's just my opinion. But I'm going to show you some of the videos from inside the concert and what some people who attended have to say about it. I think that will give us some answers as to what really happened here. But of course, Travis Scott is claiming that he had no idea what was happening.
Neener is meaner. Thanks for 4 months.
Didn't know that people were in distress. But I think these videos will say otherwise. It's quite clear that he could see and hear people calling for help, people needing help, and Travis Scott, who...
Right, that makes him an asshole. That makes him an asshole. It doesn't make him a Satanist. Stone Corbell, thanks for 100 bits, says Hype Train and kicks off a Hype Train.
Had a bird-eyes view of everything that was happening, just pretended like everything was fine, and the concert went on as normal. Take a look.
Yeah, that makes him an asshole. Again, like, you can be an asshole and not be a Satanist, right? You understand this, right? You can hate Travis Scott. I didn't really know anything about Travis Scott until the Astroworld thing, and this whole thing has made me think that guy seems like an asshole. But I don't think he's an Illuminati Satanist, because those things are not a thing. Not in the way that conspiracy theorists talk about them. Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits. That's actually a really catchy version of that, I'm not gonna lie. I could pretend to be mad, but that's actually a really cool version of that song. What else? We're at 77% to level 1 of the Hype Train. EON80 says, I guess it's good I didn't buy the new Battlefield, not just because it's bad, because I would have clearly have just magically developed violent tendencies. Raven says, Soul Train! You can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man. Fryserburn says, hype train, choo-choo. And that catches us up.
Look at this video where Travis Scott is kind of standing on a big platform.
I didn't put my head in my hands. I just looked off. So, it doesn't count.
Right above the crowd. And pretty much...
Blackwing Hecate says, if only Travis Scott, or I only Travis Scott because I keep confusing him with Raymond Scott. Yeah, I don't know who that is either. Narnia Owl, thanks for 8 months, says, this Sans guy seems like a real hoot.
Much directly below him, someone is being carried out of the crowd who is completely unconscious or maybe even worse. Just take a look.
9% to level 2. I'm gonna skip the footage of the concert, because honestly, it's really disturbing. Like, this lady seems crazy enough, but the whole Astroworld thing just kind of makes me mad at the irresponsibility of Travis Scott and the people who are running the show. I don't like looking at footage of it.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Hacking the Headlines. We are live. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Today, we're going to be talking about something I have gone over a couple of times before, but, you know, if you guys follow my channel, you know I delete almost everything I do, and I have a lot of people asking questions about, you know, the exemption process, how to get around these things. So we're going to go over that in a little bit more detail. And if you have any questions, don't feel hopeless.
Oh, my God. She's selling people fake vaccine medical exemption cards on her website for $5 a piece. All right. Report. Where is spam or misleading? Isn't there one for, like, scams? Well, spam or misleading thunder. Scams are fraud. She is selling fake vaccination exemption cards. Share. Copy. Boy, it would be a shame if someone reported this video for selling fake vaccine exemption cards on YouTube at this exact timestamp. 11% to level 2. Blackwing Hecate says he wrote this, which was used in a lot of cartoons back in the day. MW1642, thank you for 100 bits. Sounds a little familiar. Kind of has that old-timey cartoon sound.
I feel like there's nothing. I'm sure the same. Not facing it right now. Allergic reaction.
So this lady seems like kind of a piece of shit. I'm sure we'll cover her in the future. I'm glad we're getting so many new conspiracy theorists thanks to Call's website. Thanks, Call. I think providing me a source to find all these conspiracy theorists to cover and make fun of is the most service you've ever done to society. Don't get me wrong, you're still in the negative, but, like, yeah, it's not bad.
The word of God says in Hosea chapter 4 that my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. We are commanded by the Most High God in Jeremiah 10 to learn not the ways of the heathen.
16% to level 2 with 45 seconds left.
There is a new trend online that is going viral all over social media. I want to expose the satanic agenda behind it.
There is no satanic agenda behind the milk crate thing. Should you do it? No. You could break your neck. Sorry, I can't stop you from doing it. Again, I'm not your parent. I'm not telling you what you can or can't do. But no, it's not smart. You're going to get yourself hurt, or there's a high potential of hurting yourself. There is very little upside to doing the milk crate thing, quite honestly. But it's not satanic. It's not a conspiracy. It's not an Illuminati. It's a dumb TikTok challenge that's gonna get people hurt and has gotten people hurt. J Victory Official, thanks for the 200 bits.
Because I am commanded in the book of Acts chapter 20, verse 28, which says, "Take heed therefore unto yourselves, and to all the flock, over the which the Holy Ghost had made you overseers, to feed the church of God, which he has purchased with his own blood." As little shepherds, we have to obey the commands of the great shepherd. We have to warn you of the agenda of the wolves.
Where are all these people getting these milk crates, by the way, for these? I've seen multiple of these videos. I don't think I've seen a milk crate. I think I've seen one milk crate in my entire life. Where are these people getting milk crates? Blackwing Hecate says, last of my bits, did you hear about the insomniac, pugilist, dyslexic, agnostic who stayed up all night wondering if God exists and planning to fight him? Wait. Insomniac, pugilist, dyslexic, agnostic who stayed up all night wondering if God exists and planning to fight him. Insomniac, pugilist. Where's the dyslexic coming in? Hold on. I get the other parts of the joke, but which part's the dyslexic? Maybe I'm just missing it.
The children of the devil, the worshippers of Satan, also known as Lucifer. These Luciferians in high places are always trying to find and
You meant dog, not God? There you go. That makes it a joke.
inroads into your lives to curse you. So before we get into what this trend is really about, you must understand. In the book of Acts chapter 17, I want to show you something that I've been warning people about for years, and I truly believe this. In verse 19, they took him, referring to Paul.
What they don't want you to know about the bones of the Messiah.
Okay? And those that were persecuting us, when we were coming out with these videos,
Yo180 says, there were teens, I assume, stealing crates from the rear of pubs and restaurants for it here. Gotcha.
let's see how they keep talking, because the reality is, everything is happening exactly the way we told you it was going to happen.
Not really.
We told you a year and a half ago that they're going to say that it's because of you. It's
because it is. Because it's not... You don't have to be Nostradamus to be like, hey, these anti-vaxxers are going to be a problem when the vaccine comes out and they're refusing to get it, thus allowing the virus to continue to mutate within their population. And help spread it to other people, making it more difficult for things to get back to normal. Yeah, that's a consequence. It would be like someone who likes to light matches and throw them at houses or in the woods, and us going to them and being like, you know you're going to start a fire, right? And that's going to be your fault. And then you come back, you know, a little bit later, and the whole forest has been burned down. And he's like... I knew you were gonna blame me for this. Yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Don't be mad at people for blaming you when something is your fault.
because of you.
Tucker White says, so Satanism is when stupid dumbasses act like stupid dumbasses. J Victory Official says, going to bed now. I'll catch the VOD later. Hope you have a good night. Hope you do too. Narnia Owl says, insert Eric Andre meme here. Blackwing Hecate says, is the truth about the Messiah's bones that he will have a baculum? I feel like there's ripe comedy material for some sort of Scott Bakula baculum joke. Scott Baculum in Quantum Queef? No, that just sounds like a bad parody that's gonna involve boners and queefs and fart jokes. A baculum is a penis bone, for those who don't know. A fan once sent Jake and I a penis bone. I think it was a raccoon's baculum. Or something. I think Jake still has it. Humans don't have penis bones.
Those that have not taken the snake bite, it's your fault we can't go back to normal. And what do you see on the news right now? They're doing...
Okay, then get the vaccine, you fucking idiots. At this point, can we just, like, sneak into these people? Can we just sneak into these people's houses and give them the vaccine? Like, we don't need to tell them. We don't need to be like, we got you and nothing bad's gonna happen. Just do it. Just do it, and they can keep being delusional. But just, like, as a practical measure, can we, like, throw the vaccine into their horse paste or whatever so they can get vaccinated and we don't have to worry about it? I'm so sick of engaging with these people. Raven says, germ theory is a deep state op perpetrated by Big Soap. Tucker White says, silly Hannah, it's not the arsonist's fault for making forest go burn. It's the ranger's fault for not raking the leaves. Send tweet. Blackwing Hecate says, because Adams was used to make Eve. Eo80 says, but you just said Jake had one. Boom, all your arguments are now invalid. Career over. Narnia Owl says, sell them ivermectin, but it's actually the vaccine.
Is wage war. The scripture calls us soldiers. We have been given the whole armor of God for a...
Again, I just want to point out, like, right-wing fashy shit, Christian fascism, be concerned. Be a little concerned. Be concerned, please. This video, his most viewed video is I Saw Jesus Coming, Terrifying Dream. I Saw Jesus Coming, Terrifying Dream, in parentheses. Blackwing Hecate says, love your raid time. Have fun.
Blessings, you guys. This is India. And I'm doing this out of obedience. I'm doing this out of obedience. And I just want to share this. First, Heavenly Father, forgive all my sins, Lord. Wash me in your blood, Jesus, your holy blood. Father, forgive me for the sins that I'm aware of. Forgive me for the sins that I'm not aware of, Lord Jesus. I humble myself, Father. Thank you, Lord. Holy Spirit, you speak through me. You speak through me, Father. In Jesus' name. So I've never dreamt before, and I'm just letting you know that this is my first dream.
Yeah, I agree, Maps and Mimics. I'm just calling bullshit on this. This is complete bullshit. You did not have the first dream of your life when you're, like, early 20s. I don't know how old she is. Too old to be claiming she's never had a dream before. Have you been getting blackout drunk or high every single night of your life? Like, how? What? It's, like, there are a lot of people who don't remember their dreams. That happens to me often. I won't remember my dreams, but I know I had them, right? I can remember vague flashes, or know I just woke up from a dream and a thing was happening, but it kind of, you know, not everyone remembers. But if you're having REM sleep, you're having dreams unless something is very wrong with your brain.
This is my first dream, so I wrote it down and I felt led to share. So I was walking down the street, regular, like in my town where I live, and I'm just walking down the street.
Deadman XRPMX says, why do we have to humble ourselves for their God? He has an ego the size of Trump's, and I have to be the humble one.
And I go, and there was people outside, and I see like a chaos, and I'm like, what's going on? So I go and I look to the left, and I see something descending from the sky. And like the first thing I thought, I was like, oh my God, that's the deception. That's gotta be this government, like with the aliens and stuff doing a deception. But
aliens on the bingo card? I was not expecting aliens to show up in this video, but here we are. Aliens. Tucker White with a link says, dreams?
My dreams were shattered years ago.
How many years ago?
How old are you?
as I go and it comes closer, I seen him, you guys. When I tell you that I seen Jesus, I seen him.
You saw Jesus.
But he's not like what we think he looks like. He didn't look.
He wasn't white at all, guys. He wasn't white at all. The church did not prepare me.
Like that, he doesn't have blonde hair and long hair and all that.
Oh, she's literally. Oh, okay, literally. Okay, I was making a joke, but all right, cool. Norman Stiles says the only people whose dreams you need to care about are those of people who sleep in the same bed as you. I like when I say something as a sarcastic joke, and then it becomes clear that comedy and satire is dead, because immediately they unironically say the thing that I was making fun of. Makes my job hard. Or easy. I guess, what do you guys find entertaining? Why do you watch this show? This is garbage. India Owl says, Jesus is a gray alien, a reptoid? Pog. He's not one of us. He's not a reptoid, that's for sure.
That's not how he came. He came down and he was descending, like it was like in a cloud, but he was on a horse and he was with somebody else and he was with something else. I don't know who he was with. I wasn't allowed to see that, but I know that he didn't come down by himself, and he had short hair, not like a fade or anything, but it was like a short
Jesus with a sweet fade
hair, and he was like my complexion. He was like dark skinned, and he had a crown on his head.
I mean, yeah, Jesus would have been dark skinned. Yeah, he's born in, you know, the Middle East.
And he wasn't smiling, you guys. He was not smiling, and he didn't look at me or anything, but I saw him, and he was coming down, and as he was coming down, landing on the ground, I looked to the right-hand side, and I seen in the heavens, I seen the kingdom of heaven. I seen like a city in the clouds, and it's like, you know, when you have like a mist in
I do like the idea of heaven as a city, because it means that all the right-wing weirdos like my dad who hate cities and live intentionally in rural areas so they don't have to deal with other people because they're misanthropic alcoholics. Like, if my dad was right and heaven was real, then he's going to a city in heaven and he's not gonna like that. Marcus Drake says, hard or easy? Some of us are both right now. Oh, God.
In the clouds, and it comes like clearer and clearer. I saw like a city.
Maps and Mimic says, I love it when you and Jake pause a video and make a joke about what they'll say next before unpausing and the person says it unironically. Jake and I have both been doing this too long. We know how crazy thinks. Okay? Like, we're like Will Graham, okay? We can think like them. It's both a blessing and a curse. Raven says, when I think of God, I imagine a sort of Lovecraftian horror that turns you mad when you look at them. Yeah.
And I hear people saying the Messiah, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Jesus. I'm like, oh my God, it's Jesus, and he came down.
Okay. I'm done with this lady lying. I cannot reiterate how awesome this title is. The title of this video is The Occult Cheesecake Factory Exposed.
So here we are. Just finished.
Do I want to get in on this? In on what? Oh, there's a link. If Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield aren't in today's Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, I must... I'll give every who likes, retweets, and follows $100 must follow. Oh, God. I hate this kind of fucking post. I know it's from Hassan, but I just think that kind of post is dumb. It's just begging for likes and retweets. No. I would not like in on this. You go for some occult cheesecake. By the way, Andrew Garfield, I don't know if they'll be in the trailer today, but Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in the movie. I know this for a fact. So Hassan is not really risking any money. I don't know if they'll show up in the trailer, though. Rachology says, who knows what crazy lies in the hearts of men the Hannah Reloaded knows. Simple Cat Girl says, can crazy Christian right-wingers ever enjoy things that are not from the Bible? No. No, they think it's evil.
Up a beautiful wedding ceremony with a beloved couple that's in the ministry that God has just united together. And to celebrate, they wanted to take us to the Cheesecake Factory. And as we wait...
I've only been to the Cheesecake Factory once in my entire life. I enjoyed it. I don't have a lot to say about it. There wasn't a Cheesecake Factory where I grew up. The only time I've ever been is in Florida. It was fine. The cake was good.
About 25.
Certainly not the best cake I've ever had, but it wasn't bad. Overpriced, but not bad.
30 minutes and finally get in and seated. You can see that the atmosphere is dim and they try to make it comfortable, stylish. I mean, you gotta walk by the Cheesecake Shrine as soon as you come in the door.
Damn! This conspiracy, this Cheesecake Factory seems to really want to sell their cheesecake. Seems sus. Raven says, there's supposedly a gay Spider-Man they're working on. The Chuds definitely had a measured, calm, and coherent reaction to that news. That's pretty funny.
But there was something else that you could discern in the...
Guys, can I... And by the way, this is also... Yeah, this counts as me talking about cheese. Cheesecake, cheese. Speedy Yoshi says, relevant. Cheesecake Factory is just Waffle House for people who like gentrification. Quentin rarely misses. Yo&80 says, as a non-American, please explain the Cheesecake Factory, because when I was younger, I thought Americans just went to factories for some reason. Is it just like a dessert place? Not just desserts. Cheesecake Factory is a restaurant. It's just called the Cheesecake Factory. So they do, you know, a lot of people just get, like, desserts or whatever, and they'll pick them up or have them delivered. For special occasions or whatever. But it's like a real restaurant, too. And a meme about Cheesecake Factory, which is also true, is that they have large menus. Like, very large menus. Let's go back to view all categories. I don't know. What do they have just on... What, small plates, snacks, and appetizers. Small plates, snacks. Like, it's just large menus. It's a restaurant. It's an overpriced restaurant that gives a decent atmosphere in terms of, like, it's trying to look like a fancy restaurant, but it's not fancy restaurant food. Again, it's not bad. It's better than, like, an Applebee's or something, but it's overpriced, but it's fine, is what I'm trying to say. If you want a chain restaurant that is trying to look like a nice restaurant, but your family can easily go out there, it's fine.
Atmosphere. So as we're looking around right in front of us.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, they have a huge menu. I'm sure a huge portion of their menu is frozen shit. Logard says, Shay Garbaji. Simple Cat Girl says, Hannah, let me like Applebee's. I have nothing. I don't care if you like Applebee's. I can microwave my own food, though. And I usually do. I don't need an employee at Applebee's to put my food in the microwave.
Is a serpent wrapped around a chalice or a cup. A cobra, actually. And notice that the cup is red, symbolizing a blood offering.
Or it's a red lamp.
And when you look up on the ceiling, look at the occult symbolism. It is insane.
I don't see any occult symbolism. I see a yin-yang sign, which is sort of a spiritual symbol from some Eastern religion that I don't know. Sorry, I don't know almost anything about Eastern religion. I see some birds, flowers, just general shit.
And they got it above
a sun. It's just supposed to look like a nice ceiling fresco
of the people as they're eating. That's deep.
Is it?
Listen, I know there are gonna be some that have foolish minds that are gonna laugh this off and just say,
yeah. Are we sure? Like, he didn't post this like on April Fool's Day, right? He legit thinks the Cheesecake Factory is satanic because they have a painting on the ceiling that he doesn't like. Is this misunderstanding of Eastern religions? If he specifically says anything about the yin-yang symbol, I would say yes. If not, let me hear what he has to say about it, and then I'll say for sure. This dude will hate my room. EO180 says, I think this is the scene when playing with the big boys now plays. Ooh, I love that movie. You're playing with the big boys now. Norman Stiles says, pleasing curved shapes confirmed satanic.
I'm trying too hard. But those that walk in the spirit will know exactly what we're saying.
To be clear, you are not trying too hard. You are crazy. They are very different things.
So you notice the hexagram, right? Now there's two ways. On the outside surface, they want to look at like they're merging all the religions together. And we'll get into that in a minute. But let's look at this. You got the hexagram, which is not the Star of David. That's the seal of Solomon. In fact, it goes beyond, it even predates him. Witches call it the demon star. In fact, when they do a ritual, when they draw a pentagram to stand in, they draw a hexagram. And when they do their ritual, a demon will usually appear in the hexagram. I mean, think about it. It got the word hex in the very word. Think about that.
Hex as a prefix denotes the number 6? Like, certain prefixes mean different numbers, right? So, like, die means 2. Tri means 3. Hex is 6. Penta is however many sides the pentagon has. Okay, we gotta look at the bingo card, because we got a lot of stuff to add. Sorry. Let's see, Hannah mentions cheese. Illuminati Freemasons. Spurious symbology is evidence. Hex means 6, even more satanic. Apparently. Racist disbelief of historical achievements from earlier. Baja Blasts from earlier. Poor understanding of Eastern philosophy. Was PSYOP used? Cool Cat says Hex means 6, even more satanic maps and mimics with a link.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Zero V Streaming says this guy accent makes me think he's going to sell me a Rolex, but it goes to 13 o'clock. 58? What's 58? Yep. I did do that. So the exasperated hands thing. Doesn't understand CRT? Where's that? When did that come up? I'm not saying it didn't. Wouldn't surprise me if it did. I just don't remember it.
What is a hex? It's a curse. But you notice next to it is the Islamic crescent, moon, and star. And if
do you think that only Islam uses... But, like, this mural has multiple religious symbols. It has a yin-yang symbol. It has a Christian cross. It actually is the, like, traditional, like, Islam moon with the star next to it. And then it looks like there's what's kind of a Star of David. This clearly has imagery from multiple religions, including Christianity. It's not satanic. It includes a cross.
if you look over...
Not everything's about you.
To the other side, you got the New Age.
Oh, that person needs that one.
Yin-yang. I find it interesting.
The yin-yang symbol is not satanic.
We're in the process of this series exposing the New Age. And here we are at a restaurant, just simply trying to celebrate a beautiful marriage. And the occult is in our face. More than
the yin-yang symbol is not a cult.
Bread on the table. So underneath that, you notice the upside down cross or the Roman Catholic cross because...
Oh, he thinks the cross looks too Catholic, therefore it's satanic.
The Vatican, the Antichrist system, wants to unite all the religions. Isn't that what the New World Order is about, Saints?
No! The Catholics do not want to combine with other religions. Other religions do not want to combine with each other. Most religions, I shouldn't even say most, many religions, particularly like Christianity and Islam, wish to convert people. Specifically Christianity mainly, in my experience, of course. I'm in the US, so I run into Christians more than any other religious group. It frustrates me to no end, especially as someone who does criticize religion, because I'm non-religious, and there are plenty of, like any, human-created thing, religion is worthy of criticism, right? There are so many things to criticize about religion, not even talking about the factually incorrect statements that are often, within religions about the nature of reality. But moral wrongdoings that some people do in the name of religion, there are absolutely things to criticize. So it annoys me to no end when some idiot like this comes out and just doesn't like someone's religion, not because of some aversion to the supernatural or aversion to some actual moral failing in a faith, but just saying, it's not the religion I follow, therefore it's evil. This is like primitive barbarian thinking. This is like... This is stupid. This is like things idiots do, where they're like, unga bunga. Me like sun god, other tribe like moon god. Moon god evil, 'cause not sun god. Unga bunga. Me burn down moon god village to sate sun god. Like, it's the most childish, backward, ignorant form of tribalism, other than probably, like, racism. Like, it's so stupid. Yoan80 says, Christianity doesn't even want to combine with themselves, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Yeah! Christianity isn't even under one fucking roof. You got Catholics, Protestants, which are all sorts of shit now. Martin Luther banging that fucking piece of paper to the church door like Loki creating fucking million variants. All of a sudden, no. We got Lutherans, we got Calvinists. What the fuck is a Universalist? What is happening? Mormons? What the shit? Christians can't even be one thing. You think other religions are gonna come into it and all combine? Racheology says, though the power of also being able to use a dictionary, I just learned that the gram of hexagram means line, and the prefix is hexa and not hex. So he's not even got that bit wrong, or he's even got that bit wrong.
Notice that all these religious symbols, but they're deeper than that. They're occult symbols.
Oh my god, I've been streaming for over 3 hours. I didn't even realize how late it was. Shit. Well, now we might as well wait for the Spider-Man trailer, because it comes out in like 8 minutes.
But did you notice the black serpent slithering down the tree in the midst of them?
That's probably intentional religious iconography. The entire mural is clearly about religious iconography, so including a serpent, which is central to Christianity's, and honestly all the Abrahamic religions' origin story, makes sense? He's literally looking at a piece of art depicting stuff from his own religion, and he's offended by it.
Crazy. It's right in your face. And I didn't want to forget to mention the warning bell that's on fire. You could figure that one out yourself. But this
I'm not crazy enough to figure that out myself.
Is crazy.
Is someone telling you to do your own research on the bingo card? Because I'd count that. I'm sorry, Baja. I'll be done once the Spider-Man trailer comes out. Do your own research on the bingo card.
Crazy in the Cheesecake Factory.
How many pictures did this dude take of the Cheesecake Factory?
Actor in each booth. There are pillars on each side that have a serpent eye.
Wait, what does he think are a serpent eye? Does he think these lamps are a serpent eye? That's an abstract geometric design. If you see a serpent eye there, you are bringing meaning to this series of designs. It's not a serpent eye. You are interpreting it that way. There's a phenomenon that's well understood where humans look for patterns where they don't exist. So your brain, this is why inkblot tests, Rorschach tests work, by the way, because you can look at abstract imagery and interpret it. Your brain will try and make something out of the picture. It's also why you can look up at clouds and see things, even though they're amorphous, you know, blobs of water vapor. Pareidolia, thank you, that's the name of it.
Pillars on each side that have a serpent eye.
Oh, I was going to talk about cheesecake, by the way. I don't like cheesecake. You know I like cheese. I don't like cheesecake. It's disgusting.
And you know what's crazy? It even reminds me of the eye.
That's my controversial cheese take.
Eye of Sauron from The Lord of the Rings, which was a movie about witchcraft and wizardry, but Sauron represented Satan in the movie.
He understands that J.R.R. Tolkien was a Christian, right? He was, like, really close friends with C.S. Lewis, who was a Christian apologist, who wrote books on Christian apologia? Christian Apologetics. That's the word. Thank you. I thanked myself for remembering a word. You're unsubscribing. Paulogia.
Can't you see the serpent eye?
C.S. Lewis, by the way, is like the only Christian apologist I've ever read who I didn't hate. You give me the case for Christ? I've read that shit. Lee Strobel is a dog shit. Give me C.S. Lewis. I don't agree, but I'm like, alright.
Eyes. Look at the Egyptian pillars.
Yeah?
Did you see the pine cone?
Again, that's abstract. It's not a pine cone. That's an abstract art chandelier that you are deciding is a pine cone in your brain. Maps and Mimics with a link. Tolkien versus Lewis. Allegories. Tolkien. Professor Tolkien, is it true that you wrote your novels as an allegory for the First World War? No, never. Never ask me that again, and I will call the police. Yeah, Tolkien famously hated allegory and hated people, like, saying, you must have meant this is an allegory. I don't know how he felt about other people just personally interpreting it that way, but I know for a fact he was like, fuck that. Do not say I wrote this specifically to mean anything. He didn't like that. Anyway, Lewis, if even one person reading this does not understand that the big lion is Jesus, I will set myself on fire. Yeah. Aslan is Jesus. Literally.
Look at the pine cone. Again, it stems back to the Vatican. And even prior to that, we go back. It goes way back to the Anunnaki, the fallen angels. The pine cone is a deep occult symbol.
The pine cone is an occult symbol now? Hold on, let me go to my list. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. There we go. Alright, so far we have orange, 33 butterflies, the sun, 5 pointed stars, pyramids, eyes, the colors blue and gold together, black and white together, covering one eye, the rock on hand symbol, crowns, spirals, the moon, quote, magic circles, Shakespeare, Freemason stairs, diamonds, big cat print clothing, lightning, Saturn, cages, pizza, backwards words, masks, arches, heart symbols, peace signs, red shoes, and the number 666. So now I gotta add pine cones. Where's this stupid bullshit? Fucking pine cone, asshole. Pine cones. Hold on, I gotta center this better. That'll do. It's almost 8:30. That it is.
And then you got the water spirits and the mermaids integrating the marine kingdom.
Does Marvel have the trailer set like as a premiere? Like, can I go look at the page for it right now? 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Apparently my clock is wrong or something. Someone let me know when it comes out and I'll watch it immediately. Then the stream's ending abruptly.
Oh.
These weirdos broke me today. That's true. Honestly, though, this has been a very productive stream. Do you know how many new crazy people we found to watch? I'm so glad. I've gotten so bored of the same exact people over and over again. Kathy. Also a conspiracy theorist. I'm just adding all these people. The She-Hulk teaser, that's already out. We watched that the other day when I did the VR stream. which I'm probably going to do another one of soon. I actually got paid, so I can actually get like a real VR game for the PC, so we can play something. Maybe a Resident Evil game. 7 was fun. I don't know about the newest one. This is the newest Resident Evil. Yes, by the way, I do need to say, thank you for reminding me. Baha, in her research on looking at Call's website, found all these channels. So thank you very much, Baha, the founder of the feast of crazy conspiracy videos. I appreciate it very much. Rageology says Tolkien's famous hot take was when he said that if Lotor was actually an analogy for the Second World War, it would have ended with allies making their own ring of power and the world being divided between two evils bent on domination, but then he was also an anarchist, so wasn't a big fan of world powers. Based. Where's my trailer, Disney? Where's my trailer?
Are we sure it's Eastern time?
I thought it was.
You're so cute. I love you so much.
I love you too. Upload date.
Quick.
That's someone doing a watch party. It is Eastern? Okay, it'll come out any minute then. We'll watch that and probably call it a night. Meanwhile, I'm going to make sure I save all these channels that we didn't get a chance so we can look at them another time. Call for an Uprising. Oh, a Call for an Uprising is changing a little bit. His newest channel isn't a Call for an Uprising. A Call for an Uprising's newest channel is called The Fire Rises. So that's interesting. Yay, we did it, everyone. We waited. Thank you, Jacob Aces, for sending that. We'll watch that real quick, and we will then raid someone. Wow, it already has 100,000 views, and it was just posted. Holy shit. All right, let me make sure this is in 1080p. We're in 1080p. Is everyone ready? Is everyone ready for the Spider-Man trailer? I'm 27 years old, and I'm very excited for a goddamn Spider-Man trailer.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors. From every universe.
I gotta look at that Spider-Man costume.
From every universe.
This looks like some sort of suit that Peter has in the movie. It's the black and gold one. Looks pretty cool.
Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way!
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
You're not gonna take this away from me.
Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone. What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
December 17th,
They
exclusively
still
at movie theaters.
didn't
Tickets on
tease
sale
the
November
other
29th.
Spider-Men!
Spider-Man.
Holy shit! Well, Hassan owes some people some money, apparently. Holy shit. Why are they still pretending like they're not in the movie? God damn it. Well, that's the Spider-Man trailer. They won't show the other Spider-Man until after. That's so stupid! Everyone knows they're in it! Literally, this scene, which hasn't been shown until this trailer, this is the exact set that the leaked footage came out on, was Andrew Garfield in his Spider-Man outfit on that scaffolding, and it came out like 2 months ago. We know for a fact they're in the movie! Just show me, you dicks! Bet they barely show up. Oh, they're gonna show up for the last battle, and that's it, probably. Which sucks, but it is what it is. But at least be like, yeah, they're in the movie. What the fuck? Cool Cat says, where is Leopardini? I don't even get that joke. Anyway, so that's interesting. I still think the movie looks good. The advertising kind of annoys me, though, at this point. Like, just, do the thing. Do the fucking thing. We know they're doing the thing. Do it. Do it. This told me nothing. Except that it looks like that Otto Octavius is gonna get Stark nanotech and apply it to his, Otto Octavius arms. Reptile isn't even looking near Peter. You mean, the lizard? Yeah. Plot twist, Andrew Garfield is playing Green Goblin. I just don't get... I really don't understand why they're... like... Everyone knows. Do you expect people to be surprised? It's all everyone is fucking talking about, is the fact that they're in the movie. Very strange. Anyway. Enough of that. Let's see who we're gonna raid so Baja can make herself some dinner. Oh, Leopardon is Japanese Spider-Man's mech. I didn't watch Japanese Spider-Man. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for coming to the stream. Hope you enjoyed this Tinfoil Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow for... something. Don't know what. Maybe we'll play a VR game. Maybe it'll be something else. Who knows? Maybe Chud Watch. Either way, have a wonderful evening.